And we are recording.
Nice.
I don't know, we could have let that play and that could have just been the recap.
Nope, it was all cut out. You're fine. First thing they heard was Josh laughing.
Good. That should be the beginning of the show. All the time.
That's the fitting summation for what happened last session. We panic, Josh laughs.
Hank.
That's about right.
Yeah. Well, in a rare effort to get things rolling along, I will do the recap for everybody's satisfaction. But I will keep it brief. Basically, to sum up everything.
Week to recap, you son of shit.
I'm sorry, do you want to do it?
I think she does.
I think so. I think Tori volunteered.
Fine, I will do the recap.
Congratulations on your volunteerism.
Josh out here like, recap this week. The recap this week is that we spent the entire time trying to figure out which Zorsha is which, and failed. We're still haven't figured that out yet. And that's what you missed. That's literally it. That's the recap.
Yeah, go watch last session. It was great. I was only here for half of it.
I was in it and rewatched it.
And she still found nothing. Why? Because we're stupid. Because as a whole, we have a collective one brain cell, and right now, it's probably with K2.
He's not using it. Yep. He's just standing there.
Well, just because he has it doesn't mean he's using it.
Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, that's fair.
You know, he's just holding it in his hand, contemplating if he should just yeet it out the window, and then we're all fucked.
Alright. Well, anyway. While we wait for the presence of Atramir, you are all still in the tavern.
Still staring at two different Zorshas.
Still chatting it up with two Zorshas. Zorsha 1 and Zorsha 2. Whichever one is which is up to you. And
Zorsha armored and Zorsha unarmored.
That is the more distinctive...
I like how that was an incidental rhyme. Zorsha 1 and Zorsha 2, whichever is one is up to you.
I'm a natural poet, what can I say?
Josh out here sounding like a motherfucking leprechaun.
So yeah.
We ended the session with me having tasted armored Zorsha's blood and discovering that it is identical.
Yep. Tastes the same.
And now, it just made me more confused. And I'm just as confused now as I was a few hours ago when I finished watching the episode again, and it was the same thing.
Yep. So, if any of you have immediate questions for armored or unarmored Zorsha, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, Rava has questions that I have in front of me.
I mean...
Unless you would like to immediately play off on the blood thing, we can do that too.
I think that'd be a decent place to start.
I mean, I make it known. How can two people have... That doesn't make sense! Even identical twins wouldn't have identical blood.
I would assume one is a copy.
So then that begs the question, is one of these two even animosity? Maybe neither of them's animosity.
That's also a possibility.
Be a completely other person.
What's the motivation for the other person copying Zorsha?
What's the what?
What's the motivation for this other person copying Zorsha?
They might not have been a willing participant in this.
For all we know, neither one of them could be Zorsha.
It's also a possibility.
I mean, there's many possibilities at this point.
Discussion is this an in-character discussion?
We're
I
just
would
saying
be
this
okay
out
with
loud at this point because you know what? Fuck it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because Zorsha has a response if it is in character.
Oh,
it was
it's
100% a character from me, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So then,
This is-
basically, at that, they simultaneously just spout out, "No, she's animosity. I'm Zorsha."
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yes. Maybe it would be best if we didn't intrude on your business and let the two of you sort this out. No. So, wouldn't, want to poke into, family affairs if we are unwelcome there.
I think suffice it to say we don't have anything, so if Ralph wants to do something, then...
Yeah,
That
I want to
is-
see what she has because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
spit
Yeah,
bounce off that. I don't know.
I'm drawing a blank, and I'm hoping maybe this will give me a little bit of something.
I have like half blanks. So
So her first question is, how did we find you the first time? / where did we find you? To which they would both answer, hung up inside of a cave. Inside of a darkness.
How long ago was that?
Oh, god damn it. Yeah, that's technically true.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
Hi.
About how long ago was that? I was like, at this point, like about a month
believe that was
ago?
About a month, yeah.
About a
Because it's
month.
been, just over.
I don't need, like, exact, just the
I
vague
don't
estimate.
keep track with exact days, but yeah.
probably be
it's been
closer to
about-
like it'd probably be closer to like 3 weeks. Yeah, but yeah.
Still.
Yeah, 3 weeks to 3 to 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Rough
Somewhere
estimate.
in there.
Rough
Yeah.
estimate, a month. That's all I needed. Okay, heard.
Yeah.
Continue.
And then why was she there in the first place? I mean, you guys have heard it a million times. She was betrayed and hung there, sold by her
Sold out.
sisters,
Mhm.
and they would both answer that way as well.
Sold out by her sisters.
This one we covered. So why can't you both teleport? It was revealed that they actually both can.
Correct.
However, so yeah, they would answer that, and I'm assuming one of them would get called out on it because she couldn't initially. So the follow up to that,
Which is that the patron problem.
yeah, the patron problem.
Yeah, the
and
unarmored Zorsha.
So the unarmored Zorsha would tell you that for a time she couldn't because she was losing contact with her patron. And then so she's asking about who her patron is.
It's gonna, that's good. That was gonna be
Yeah,
my
yeah,
question, too.
yeah.
Who is your
Yeah.
patron?
Yeah. To which she would respond that she doesn't actually know. And they would both say it. They don't know who the patron is, because it's been something that they've had since they were young, and made a deal with a celestial creature. So
Why?
they know it's divine. She made it to get out of her situation at home, and it.
Shit.
Thought they joined the
it-
cult to get away from their situation at home.
Yes, exactly, because the pact didn't work.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was given part of her abilities from the celestial being, but she still wasn't strong enough to get out of her house. Because the celestial is more of a protector than it is anything else.
An Avenger.
Yep.
So,
And that's exactly how they would respond to that.
So, my immediate question to follow that would be, so how regularly do you have contact with your patron? And how long had it been since you'd had contact with them that you would then consider that out of the regular? Because if you're in regular contact with your patron, or your, whatever it is you call it, it's been since you were a child, had a very hard time believing that at no point in time during your interactions with them that you never learned their name, unless it's been years and years and years. And if that is the case, then I feel like that would have preceded or prevented you from teleporting when we initially met you, which would mean that you're not the person that we were looking for.
What?
That was a lot of words. We'll start over. How regularly do you get in contact with your patron?
Like never.
So then,
They're just
why would never be, if you're never in contact with your patron, why would you say, I've been out of contact with my patron and that's why I can no longer teleport even though I could before? And what has changed since then?
Well, it's more like the power wanes. Like almost like the phases of a moon.
Can I
So I
insight
guess-
check that?
Not necessarily. Yeah, you go for it.
One second, my character sheet's being slow.
No, I did want to ask a question, but it would just be an insight check, I guess. And Relan has better insight than I do, so I'll just kind of let that ride.
I'm just gonna rely on Joshua for every insight check because I know that I won't be able to roll.
From your understanding of what she's saying, she doesn't think what she's saying is a lie. So she believes what she's saying is the truth.
And by she, you mean both of them.
Yes.
You need to specify
They're
that.
effectively both answering the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you were asking them both the same question.
Yeah. I'd assume it. I'd assume if there was a deviation in answers, then it would be
I
noted as
assume
such.
Josh would tell us, yeah.
Yeah. Considering without that, well,
We'll never know.
yeah. Then like, all right, well, fuck you
If
then.
anybody would want to, you can make a religion check.
Oh,
Sure.
sure. It's like the one intelligence skill I don't fucking have.
Same, bro. Yeah, there we go. Right on track. We're sticking to it.
Okay. Right.
The person who became a doctor specifically because he's not good with God still knows the most apparently here.
I only got a +1.
You're
That's
the most
fair.
learned
I
among
have
us.
this. I have the same as
honest-
Edward,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I rolled
but,
a 2.
Yeah, honestly, I would have expected the opposite. Because that makes sense for Briar to know more than Edward, but anyways.
You would think.
Yeah.
I know lots about religion, but I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
You all think about it, and nothing strikes your head as far as like religious figures that it makes sense for that to.
I mean,
No
phases of the moon.
Yeah, phases of the moon. Like,
Yeah.
it might have something to do with the moon. You're not sure.
Yeah. Like initial thought, but nothing else to go off of
Yeah.
beyond because Wayne's like phases of a moon. Like that's parlance. Well, yeah, but yeah, it doesn't necessarily indicate that. Oh, it's the moon goddess. Like,
Yeah.
It's Equar.
Well,
yeah,
you
that's
also have to realize too that like Acquire would
has only been
at that point.
correct. Yeah, which
Yeah. Although, I'll bring this back up too in case you didn't think about it. There was originally an actual like moon goddess that was fragmented. so,
shattered.
Mm-hmm.
So it's theoretically possible that this is another fragment of the moon goddess that she draws her power from.
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretical, but we have no evidence going on that other than Wayne's like phases of the moon, but not necessarily in actual series with the phases of the moon.
Correct.
So yeah, power fluctuates. Is it a gradual waxing and waning, or is it more of just a random happenstance?
Happenstance, mostly.
Not tied to any celestial sequence or anything of that sort that you're aware of.
I have no idea.
He just kind of shrugs, like, I mean, it was like fair.
You don't
Was
seem
that-
to have a lot of answers to these questions, or at least not very clear ones.
Why would I have answers?
I mean, this is kind of your thing, and from your admission, this is something you've been dealing with for a long time, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't expect you to know everything, but I kind of
Doesn't
expect
talk-
you to know more than this.
Ever. It's
Just a
basically
silent
made a pact and then
presence.
said, alright, cool. Have fun with that. And then it's gone.
Did it even speak to you when the pact was made, or
No.
just a silent entity presenting itself to you as a potential option,
Mm-hmm.
not offering anything in return? Well, offering in return, obviously, but not enough. But clearly you've... I don't know, maybe the power it gave you was some slow release, or you've discovered ways to cultivate it without the help of your patron.
Had to adapt.
Was that part of your reasoning for joining the cult? They offer you somewhere to try to hone that power you've been given?
No, they offered me different power. As well as hope and protection.
At this point of the, I mean, there's maybe probably a few small things, but the one big main noticeable difference that we have between the two of them is the hope and protection.
Mm-hmm.
Which one
Among
did
other
say hope
little-
and the other one said protection. But now they both answered it both.
Right.
Yes,
Which-
but the original difference.
Yeah, which makes sense, because, you know, now that both answers were out there, they
Yeah.
kind of blend them together.
Both of them? So Reelan has the one locket, which we found which fell off the one that we found in the water, which would be
The one
armored
with the armor.
Zorsha.
Yes.
So does the unarmored Zorsha have a locket?
No. Not
There's
visible.
just
at
one
least.
locket? Well,
As far as
I
you
mean,
can tell.
I will ask her, the unarmored one, if she has a locket.
What locket? The one
The-
of me?
Yeah, the one that Reelan has. That you both
would-
recognized.
Why would I have it if Reelan has it?
Well, there's two of you, and one locket. And this one we found
set of
off of
armor.
that. I guess this leads to my follow-up question of why whoever's carrying around the locket at any given time, I guess, doesn't really matter. Why do you have a locket with a picture of yourself?
I remember
Normally-
from where I came from. The reminder to never go back.
Hmm.
Who gave you the locket?
I made it.
Where'd you get the image of your younger self from?
Carved.
Was that the truth?
Yeah.
I don't remember if we ever talked about it when the last time I talked about it was Zorsha, but which one who knows.
Yeah, that's true.
How long has have we did she tell me, or did I ask her how long she's had the whole younger version of herself ghost thing when she's sleeping? I don't remember if I ever asked her that or not. I don't have it written anywhere.
I don't believe that you've asked her.
Okay. Well, then that's what I will
ask
ask.
that now.
That is what I'm asking then, is how long, because she knows it happens now, and I'm assuming before as well. So how long has that been happening?
Probably years at this point. I'm not exactly sure.
Do you have any idea why?
No. It's a weird thing.
Is that
She
the
doesn't
truth?
Go away. As far as you can tell.
Well, mind you, I have insight or advantage when I insight check the armored one.
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to go off my word, or do you want me to have you roll a check?
Well, I mean, are you fucking with me? Like, are
Yes.
you Josh, the DM, now lying to me to my face? Like,
Roll an insight check to find out, huh?
must I insight check the omnipotent one?
No, you can insight check if you want. You can have advantage.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean you'll get anywhere with it, though.
Probably not, because here comes another 2 and a 3. Oh, 12 and a 7. Wow. Alright, we've made it up one step from that 11 from last week. We've made it to a 12. We're getting there so slowly.
We out here.
We out
Yeah.
here.
As far as you can tell, she's being truthful.
Yeah, that's not saying much on a 17.
I'm trying to remember when we had that conversation.
About the...
Between me and Zorsha. Between Edward and Zorsha about animosity. I'm trying to remember when that was. Was that before we went to the sewers, or was that before we went to the...
A while ago.
That was a while ago. It was before you went to the sewers.
Yeah.
I think you guys were, like...
It was still while we were here. Because it was like the night before.
It was before we started dealing with the clown bullshit.
Yeah, I thought it was before you guys got to Stone Sparrow.
No, it wasn't before we got to Stone Sparrow.
No, it wasn't. It was fairly recent.
Yeah, I don't know then.
Yeah. It was
I think it was before the sewers, because Zorsha was there when, like...
I know it was before the sewers.
Yeah, but it was like after K2, Reelin, and fucking Briar were all like going around each other. So I think it was like right before the sewers. It was like the night before.
Yeah, give or take.
I have a question.
Literally all we're here for right now. Go ahead.
Correct.
Literally, this is gonna be the next 3 hours of our life again. This is pain.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about creatures that can change their form. I have hunted some, but that does not mean that during the course of the hunt I learned everything that that creature was capable of. One thing I do know is that if a creature can take a different form, if it dies, or if any part of it dies, it changes back to the way it was in its original form. And this applies to all things, even such as hair. So,
Does that apply to true polymorph?
No.
It would. That is a fair point. But if anything, if they both do it and nothing happens, it at least eliminates the possibility of a shape changer versus a magic user. It's pretty simple. Just a couple locks of hair, enough for us to see. Cut it off. Let us see what happens. No big loss, right?
I mean, it's not our decision. I assume we're all looking at the Zorshas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for them to say something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine, I guess.
So what happens?
You take a small cut of their hair, and it looks like hair. It's still in its original white coloring.
Changelings normally have white hair.
I don't think changelings usually have. If they do, then yes. Because usually changelings are pretty much all
Pale.
white. Yeah. Changelings are generally all white except for some minor colorings, which is what they use to tell themselves apart.
I would just look at both of the Zorshas and I'd be like, does Animosity have white hair? The same color as yours?
Yeah.
Same texture?
Yeah.
Her hair is the exact same as yours.
How do these people have an adoptive sister that's like practically their twin?
Yeah, that seems a little bit of a stretch.
This is so weird.
Because even if it was the same color, it like the texture could definitely
Because
be
it's a
different.
story
whether-
contrivance.
I know.
Josh,
That's
talking
why.
about.
Well?
We had a conversation a few days ago, but I don't even know which one of these it was.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Who knows? Even then, at this point, they both seem to know everything that the other one knows. At least anything major that would assist us in figuring out who's who. Because small details of, like, you know, who was here last night doesn't really matter. That doesn't tell us anything because we don't know from before that who's the original. If either of them are the original, like I said. Because all Iquar told us was Zorsha is alive.
This is just me thinking out loud. But I have to wonder, with everything else that we have going on, how much time do we have to invest in this situation? Because if one or both of them are dangerous, how much time do we really want to be spending with them if we can't tell them apart?
There's also the added issue of what happens if we leave them both to their own devices and one of them is actually Zorsha, and then something bad happens to actual Zorsha. That's on us.
No.
I just want to say, I mean, apparently this is an issue she's had for a long time. Who's to say this hasn't cost other people their lives trying to get involved?
So we should just leave it to let some other people come along to try and fix it, and maybe have them go. That's a terrible idea.
I'm just saying we should maybe consider whether or not this is our problem to fix. That's all.
Wait, animosity has put you in these situations before.
No.
Did they both say that?
Yeah.
That's different than what the
both
one I talked to in the alley told me.
They
That
both
is
said
definitely
that
different.
she. Yeah, well, they both did. Trust me, I know. I know.
That me and Brian look at each other for once. We both all have the exact same train of thought.
For a brief moment.
Alright, so
Because the armored Zorsha said
Well,
you should call out the unarmored Zorsha to get rid of her, because you have to be careful, because she does this often. She appears randomly in people's lives to ruin them.
yes, she appears often in people's lives. So she'd asked if she's done this to her before. She said no.
No, but then the unarmored Zorsha said that when I first asked her about her sister, it was, well, this was when I think we were down at the Minotaur, was that her sister was a loner and didn't really get along with people, tried to interject into my life.
Correct. She
That
tried
doesn't-
to interject, not take up her,
Impersonate.
and exactly. So this is her understanding of growing up, is what she was telling you about, where she would try to interject and become friends with her.
Yeah, you know,
Basically trying to be like, hey, we should play together, you're my sister. That was what she was discussing.
yeah,
Well, my life and my friends.
Yes.
you know, it's like when you have a little sibling that always wants to be around you
Always
and your
wants to
friends.
be around.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get that.
I have to very much so, because I think the biggest sticking point for me here is they don't seem very forthcoming. There's not a lot of information being given freely, and that's what concerns me. And if she doesn't know. That's not her fault, but that doesn't mean her lack of information isn't, dangerous. I don't know. Maybe I've been very in my head a lot recently. There's been a lot of bad happening, and so maybe I'm just paranoid. But I don't know. I am concerned as to whether or not either one of them are actually trustworthy at this point.
It's very quiet.
We're all thinking.
We're all
As I
thinking.
said, I think there's a lot of thinking going on.
It's like it's quiet, and yet I can hear all of the brains. just
Yeah.
like-
Just a bunch of chat bubbles with the three dots bouncing.
It's like when you're in like a room with a bunch of computers and it's all quiet. You can just hear the
can
hum
hear
of
the
the
computer
computers and the
thinking.
monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was the internet being stupid or not, but yeah.
No,
No,
just
you're
wanted
good.
to
We're all
check.
just deep in thought.
That's fair.
I guess I'll turn to the armored Zorsha.
Sure.
Since she, I'm pointing at the other one, jumped headfirst into the trusting last time. It'll be your turn to go first this time. I'm trying to think if Zorsha's ever been there when I've seen people's memory before. Has she ever been there?
Pretty sure.
I think she has.
I think so, but like I just like can't think of any moment that it ever happened. It's so odd.
The most we did at the school, but she wasn't there for that.
No, she didn't come in with us into the school, and then
That's the only time I can think of. While we've had Zorsha that it happened.
yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know.
I mean, we've probably for sure talked about it and stuff, so it's not like it's a big secret and she doesn't know what it
Yeah.
is. So,
You did do it in her presence once before.
Did we?
During the investigation when you went to the family house.
That's what
yeah, right. Okay, cool.
He was there for that.
All right, so I will remind her of that time, and it'll hurt like the tiniest bit, but I need you to let me in, because if you choose to not and fight against it, then that's not exactly instilling much trust.
That's fine. Like, I know what this is.
Cool. Then I will do that.
Alright. So you get the memories from the last 24 hours. A lot of which just her in your room, sitting there.
Yeah, because this is the one that was when we were gone in the sewers.
Correct.
This is the one that we found.
Correct.
Yes. However, there
Wow.
seems to be
Stellar rolls on this.
overlap, kind of interposing in the background of it, of you guys at the farm.
What?
Like, at the same time as I'm seeing
It is rolling
her.
at the same time, just kind of interpose.
Like a
In the
ghost
background.
like a ghost
Yeah.
frame?
Basically,
It's like if you have like two reels of film like running at the same time.
at the
And
exact same time. You can
Okay.
you
Double
know
exposure.
these memories, so you can clearly distinguish between the two of them,
Mm-hmm.
but you're seeing it from her perspective in both situations.
the one at the farm, is it from the perspective of Zorsha, like when she was in the house, sitting in the chair, like the places that I know that she was when we were there? Or is it from a different perspective?
It's from her perspective as if she was there.
Okay. In the place of like the Zorsha that
In
was there.
places- Yep, where she would move around. So
Okay. So they do share stuff.
and then you would see the portion of her, going up and almost attacking you from behind while interposed with the conversation downstairs with K2 and eating food. And then you would see the interpose of the conversation that the two of you had at night while the other one was out in their hiding space. So each memory is just interposed directly over the top of the other one.
When did it start around when the sun goes down?
It would have started 24 hours prior, so when she was sitting in the room.
Okay, so it's like the entire 24-hour duration has an overlap the whole way through?
The whole way through, yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thought it was like only it started at a specific time.
Nope.
No, I'm just doing it's like rewinding a film, so you start.
So when she was just sitting in the room, then it would have been superimposed over what, when we were like dicking around behind the Minotaur?
Yep.
Okay.
So the conversation of just you and unarmored Zorsha is also there as you get further through the time.
The one that we had before going to sleep.
No, the one that you had when she teleported.
The one
Oh,
you
right, when
had
she
just
teleported
recently,
me down.
And
Yeah.
the last
Okay.
24 hours includes this hour
Right.
section.
Sorry, there's been many conversations with either the armored Zorsha or the unarmored Zorsha, and so it's just
and who that was changed halfway through.
Yeah, I need to You gotta specify
Exactly.
when.
The now
There is
unarmed Zorsha.
also the point of view from. Just recently, you can see Zorsha through Zorsha's eyes.
Oh yeah, so like this
and
entire
vice
thing.
versa. So you see it from 2 different directions.
Yeah, that's trippy.
That's very trippy.
Now Briar's gonna have a headache too.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and then other than that weirdness, nothing else abnormal.
Correct. Yeah, it's just their memories.
Just
So.
that one giant abnormality. All right,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, neither of them did anything strange or abnormal in this 24-hour period.
Okay. Well, when I'm done with the armored Zorsha, I will turn to the unarmored Zorsha.
Eyes slightly cross-eyed.
I imagine it's like my eyes get really bloodshot during this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn to the other one and she goes, "My turn."
Yes. Hers. One sec. It's. I guess technically I do. We do take damage. So let me just roll the first one. Wow, 9 whole psychic damage.
That's if they succeed.
Oh no, that's not. That's right. That's if they succeed. Right. I always read it because it's like on a success, and it's like, well, for me, succeeding is them failing, and I always mix it up in my brain.
If they succeed on the saving throw, then you both take
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah.
You both take ouchie pain damage.
Yeah, exactly. The other one on unarmored Zorsha. Pardon?
Are you empowering it?
Yes. On the other one.
Okay.
Which is that's on the if succeed, but we're not succeeding, so it's actually only 3 of those on the fail.
So take the
That
first
she
3.
takes. Yeah. And it isn't because I'm trying to intentionally hurt her, it's just this one has to be this way so that I can use a charge of my vampiric maledict to have her take the damage. And again, it's also not for pain, there's just happens to be damage taken at the same time. Wow, why do I roll so well on these?
Just get fucked, I guess. The unarmored Zorsha takes 11 psychic.
Yeah, it takes 11 psychic, and that's technically necrotic,
Oh, it would be halved.
but it'll be halved to 4 because, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I get to heal for 2, since it only did 4 damage.
Ow.
And then, yeah, 24 hours.
Alright, yeah, you see the same thing.
But just
opposite.
flipped.
Yep.
Okay.
So the moon intersposed with waiting.
Yeah,
By
the waiting is
left.
now in the background. Okay.
So, I guess what do these memories like, layer on top of each other, or is it just like the moon memories and all those are like in the foreground, and then you have the ghost image of the other ones?
They're layered on top of each other.
Okay, so
like, yeah,
they
they're
start getting confusing real quick.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Like 2 rolls of film on top of each other.
Yep.
I mean, that almost feels more like it starts with 2 rolls of film, and then another one gets added, another one gets added, another one gets added.
Okay, so I guess that explains why the other Zorsha was like, oh my god, I had the weirdest dream. I guess now the question is, does the overlap become, like, is it noticeable all the time to them? Or only when they're asleep? That, like, they can, like, clear... Oh my god, I hate this so much. My notebook is getting worse.
At this point, it's not even words, it's just arcane.
Yeah. The one hint that you got was when Armored Zorsha said that she had a dream about a conversation that you guys had had. And that wasn't to you, that was to everybody else.
Yeah. I know that. Sorry, that part there was Tori, only because like I said, I just watched it. Briar does not know that.
Yes.
Actually,
Tori.
well, no, I would now because I've seen the conversation happen.
Yeah, you've seen it. Yeah.
Ah! Yeah. Oh no. Yes, Ryan.
No.
Oh, sorry, I heard you say
no.
Tori, so I was like, what?
No. I don't remember what I was going to say, but I think it was the same thing that Josh got to. So, not relevant.
Was it like they subconsciously know the things that the other one knows, but only sometimes? Like if one of them's asleep and the other one's awake? They think they're dreaming, but they're not actually dreaming.
I'm also not sure if this is Tori or Briar.
It's both!
Okay, well...
I feel like I have every puzzle piece, but they're all flipped upside down, so I have, like, none of the colors to, like... Go ahead.
We know that at least one of them can kind of at least see what the other one is doing, you know, when they're asleep and the other's not. Have we gotten confirmation that it works the same way with the other one?
Not that we know of, unless it's happened before, like in the past that she's, I don't know, had dreams about conversations but just never told us because, you know, you don't tell everybody everything you dream of.
I want to think of a way to pose that question, but I can't think of a way in which I would word it that would make sense. Like, I would have to have something specific to ask about.
Well, I will put it this way. So, because it's been 24 hours, both Zorshas have slept. So you would be able to see that their memories also include their dreams. So you would basically see their dreams recapping everything that the other Zorsha has seen.
Okay.
So we do know that it's reciprocal.
Briar knows it's reciprocal.
Yeah, Briar does.
Okay. So then I guess, for the sake of brevity, you can say that I posed this quandary to Briar and she gives me the information.
My brain is working through 6 different fucking departments right now.
And I just don't want this to be our whole night.
Agreed.
It might be.
I really don't want it to be.
Well,
better figure it out fast.
I don't think you have a choice there, Ryan.
I think Ryan's fine with it.
yeah.
Right. Fucking.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Or Whelan. Probably what you were going for.
Yep.
Still comes down to
I could function today, I think, maybe.
this. Even if this is true polymorph, there's obviously something way deeper than just true polymorph. Because true polymorph doesn't just like have this weird memory,
No.
hoopla with it at all. So there's another layer, or it's not true polymorph.
No, above game, I don't think it is.
No, and it's like, I mean,
I
again, outside
because
of game, like if they say, oh well, you know, fucking.
also, I will point out, True Polymorph. It's not a permanent thing. It's permanent until dispelled. It still counts as a spell. I would have picked it up on Scrutinized Foe on either one of them.
Correct.
But isn't it that if you concentrate on it till this, like if you like the full duration?
Because I asked that question.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you concentrate on it for the full duration, it lasts until dispelled. So effectively permanently. Effectively permanently, because most people aren't just going to be dispel magic, dispel magic, dispel magic, dispel magic. But Scrutinized Foe, I did explicitly state any spells affecting them. And I pinged no spells on either one of them.
No spells.
Okay.
So
I'm starting to take notes now.
Yeah, what this is specifically, if it is a magical effect, it is not explicitly a spell.
Yeah. So let me give a quick recap for anybody that wants one.
Please.
I think it's safe to say you guys have ruled out that either one of these is actually an illusion.
Correct.
You've kind of eliminated the possibility of True Polymorph or any other spells that alter, enhance, or anything like that, because there are no
Otherwise,
spells
change the
affecting
individual.
We've eliminated the possibility of natural shape-shifting insofar as, like, changelings or doppelgangers, because they don't adopt the same traits.
Correct. And their blood type would also be different.
Yeah, their blood
Correct.
would be different. Identical blood is not a... I don't think you change your blood when you...
Clearly, Animosity is a dragon with the shape change feature.
Ah! Damn it, I didn't have that one on my bingo card.
Or they're both dragons.
Or they're both dragons. Fuck me! Wouldn't that be some
Damn.
shit?
It would.
Yeah.
I would not put it past John.
Yeah.
Both
There's just two Mind Flayer dragons.
It's safe to say that the options ahead of you, you have 4 options.
Okay.
4 distinct possibilities, and I will help you narrow that down. From everything that you have compiled.
Please fucking do.
I was gonna say, I feel like we're just dumb. All right, above game we're stupid. In game I'm smart. Above game I'm dumb.
I will say, you guys are you're on.
We're circling.
Yeah,
you've come we're vultures circling in. We just keep running into each other.
Yeah. So the theory that I've heard the most is that the current armored Zorsha is the real Zorsha, and the unarmored Zorsha is Animosity.
Correct.
That is the one I've heard the most as supported.
That is reigning theory.
Yeah. The other option is the actual
All the way
reverse.
around. Yep.
That unarmored is Zorsha and armored is Animosity.
Mm-hmm.
The third option is that both of them are Zorsha, and neither of them are Animosity, and the reverse of that.
Yeah, those are my options, along with one other one that is really far out there, so I think I'll leave that one over there.
So basically, it's either one's lying and one's telling the truth, or they're both lying, or they're both telling the truth.
Yeah,
I feel like,
or both of them think they're telling the truth and are unintentionally lying.
I feel like we don't have enough.
5. God damn.
I feel like we don't have enough to substantiate either of those last 3 claims.
I hate that this is Schrodinger's Georgia.
They feel too far-fetched, too weird.
So one thing that, when I was talking with Josh about it earlier, because he was asking questions, the main thing that I want to make clear about this is that you have to look at this from a purely, logical point of view when you're trying to analyze it. Because obviously there's no emotion behind it. They're answering exactly the same. There's no difference in tone of voice, cadence, or anything like that. So you cannot get an emotional
We have to analyze them on the words that they say.
You have to analyze them on intention. You have to weigh the options ahead of you. Why would each possibility be possible? So, and how would it happen? So if one of them is Animosity and one of them is Zorsha, why would they be that, and how did they do it?
Yeah, that's the big one. The big one is like, say one of them's a fake, how they even became a fake and why they
Exactly.
became the fake. That's like the big number one, but like I can't figure that part out. Unless it's like, I don't know, because fucking Alma was like, fuck you, and like it's just being annoying.
I'd like to propose not a different, technically, like, option out of those four, because it's very similar to one, but it's just, like, a little bit different. What if it's not that they're both Zorsha, like they're each complete Zor? What if they're, like, two halves of the same presence? Does that make sense?
That's my really far out there one, is that all that familial trauma caused some really fucked up shit to happen to Zorsha, and she, instead of becoming a split mental personality, became literally two split people. That's one of the ones I've written down.
I know it sounds kind of out there, like, I agree with you that it sounds out there, but, like, I honestly, like, I feel like it could definitely make the most sense out of every option that we have available before us. Because it would kind of explain why they share memories, because they're technically the same person, just in two places.
Got it. So we fuse them together, and then we get Super Zorsha.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like Captain Planet, you know?
Well, yeah, and then we take the good part out, and then she becomes Kid Zorsha, right?
So yeah, let's let them do the fusion dance, and we'll be good.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds silly, I get it, but I feel like logistically it makes a lot of sense.
I'm just giving you I'm just giving you shit because that's just what I thought. It was just like, yes, Zorsha is Majin Buu.
No, yeah, no choice. I'm with you, Joshua. That's one of the theories I had written down from my deep dive. So that was the one I tabled, but like, it is a possibility. That is something I also thought of. Trauma.
Do we risk having them touch?
I mean,
you don't know. They might be together. That might be the thing. I don't know. Or they might both implode. I don't know.
I think honestly, I think that wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, because it'll take a second and either it does something or it does nothing.
Just like a cosmic anomaly occurs, a black hole sucks in all of Stonesboro.
Yeah.
Actually, why
all of Stonesboro gets just shoved into the astral plane. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, well, what's the worst thing that can happen?
So
Observing Schrodinger's short.
The planet gets destroyed. I mean, we don't know.
Josh, now that I have the memories of both from all the conversations that have happened between like when I was there and when I wasn't there.
That is correct.
Other than the original, like other than the big one of the Hope and Protection the first time around when we asked them, is there anything else that I can like recollect that also doesn't seem to line up between things that they said?
I think the discrepancy between potential motivations, because the armored Zorsha that we have right here now said that she didn't know why Animosity would be doing this, and the unarmored one did give a reason. I just can't remember what it is.
Yeah, well, I said, I listened
to the only thing, because everything else was the same.
I like listened to everything back, and I had like others, but I was like, maybe it's just wording.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we were behind the Minador, she, instead of saying, which is like, we've been traveling together for a really long time now, and she said your group when she was talking about the group, and not like the group or our group, but like your group, which is just odd.
Makes sense though. At least I can see the rationale for why that would be said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Because at the beginning, Armored Zorsha was pretty much pretty convinced that this was not an illusion. Unarmored Zorsha was like, yeah, this could totally be an illusion.
Alright, well, I guess now is the part where we take them both to the stadium and then just make them duke it out for Zorsha supremacy.
Whichever one wins is just congratulations, you get to be Zorsha. You have to kill your other version of yourself.
Enter, one leaves.
Yep, basically.
Yeah.
Say, hold hands, and if you don't fuse back together after you hold hands, then we're taking you to the stadium to watch you beat the shit out of each other.
Look, I'm just saying, it might be something that Tori's already dreamt.
Not if one of them dies, not really. What were we saying the other difference was? Was just the reasoning, right? For why
Animosity would be doing this.
Yeah, which is
that the Armored Zorsha doesn't necessarily have a reason other than I was kind of shitty as a older sister, and the other one did give a more comprehensive reason. I can't remember what that it was because
the Armored Zorsha?
No, the unarmored one. The armored one said she wasn't sure. The unarmored one gave a reason. I just don't remember what that is because I wasn't here for that.
I remember pointing that out.
Yeah.
And I also don't remember what it is.
I think it was about the interjection into her life, and that animosity is done this before to ruin other people.
Yeah, it was something along those lines.
Well, yeah, because, she was loner, never got along, tried to interject to my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zorsha effectively made fun of her, and so... But then she also said that animosity never hated me for what I did, and that eventually Zorsha realized she just wanted friends. That was the other thing that stood out. I was like, animosity never hated me, so it's like, okay, well then...
That feels like an admission.
That does.
I mean, it is a bit of an admission.
Not on Zorsha's end.
Yeah.
And the armored one, the very first thing that I have written down, because it was one of the first things she said to me, and just the most noticeable was she instantly called the other one an imposter, right away off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
The other one never said that.
Mm-hmm. So what's your conclusion then?
Nothing, because I'm still overthinking everything, and nothing makes sense. Everything's a lie.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, for you, dickhead.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
Well, you're not being a very good team player right now, Josh. Mr. Kingsley, your teamwork needs work.
So, we know that there are certain things that can happen to a person to make them look like somebody or something else that allows them to acquire the memories of that person or creature up until the point of transformation. Do we know of anything that works in reverse? Where you wouldn't gain the memories from prior to the transformation, but you would be attuned to the mind of the person that you became and would know what they know when they learn it.
So
would any of us know? I mean,
I don't believe there's anything like that.
okay.
off the rip right now, from what I can think about, no.
Okay, so I'm just trying to eliminate possibilities here. Again, I know that was kind of far out there, but I figured it was worth asking.
No, that's fair.
Krista, welcome to the Thunderdome.
Oh.
Of thought.
Yeah. Welcome to. We've gotten nowhere since last time. Well,
Yay.
we've gotten a little bit.
Forward. We've moved forward like an inch.
Yeah. We've gotten a little bit more, which is that their
Two steps
memories
forward,
overlay
one step
one
back.
another. Because Briar did her mind invasion.
Oh yeah, I did
Tactic
my
ability.
seeing the memories of people, and so when I looked at both Zorshas, they each have the memory, like their own, like memory of things that happened, and then in the like sort of like kind of just in the background of their own memory, they have the memory of the other Zorsha, sort of like as if you had two like strips of film stuck together of like two different movies or whatever and ran them at the same time. You would see both playing simultaneously, just with one slightly more in the foreground than the other, and then vice versa to the other Zorsha. They have their own memory, but the other Zorsha's memories are like just faded behind.
Basically, like they're mind linked.
Yeah.
To me, that makes it feel like it can't be that one of them is animosity and one of them is Zorsha, because there's just no logistical explanation for how that would work with the memory sharing. That kind of says to me that they either both have to be Zorsha or they're just two halves of one Zorsha. Like, I don't see how any other way it makes sense.
Especially even, and also like identical blood. Just feels like, how could it be two? How could it be a different person?
Yeah. If it can't be true polymorph, if it can't be a shape change, like, and there's no possible way for us to distinguish them at all through physicality or even their minds, then they have to be the same person, right?
Yeah, and again, like, I guess we've also established, like, there's the one set of armor, there is only one locket. Like, you would think if you're trying to make a convincing dupe of somebody, you would dupe everything about them.
Exactly. So yeah, no, these two have got to be the same. Either whether it's two halves or just two holes exactly the same, that's got to be what it is.
Have you?
I just clicked my microphone.
So you dreamt about us at the farm with the moon. A conversation. Have you ever had any other dreams like that? Dreams about conversations and other such things that you've not been a part of?
Every day.
Every day, as in forever, or just recently?
As long as I can remember.
How far back can you remember?
A long time.
Did this happen before animosity came into your life?
She sits and thinks about it for a while. Around the same time.
When you talked about what happened to you as a child, you said that animosity didn't have the same things happen to her that you did. Or if they did happen, it was by somebody else, not by the same people. Why is that?
Only thing I can think of is favoritism.
Was she actively praised by those people who were harming you?
No.
Was she noticed at all?
Noticed how.
In any way? Obviously you were. You were tortured by the people who were supposed to be taking care of you. But
I don't think so.
Why was she favored more as She was adopted.
I don't know.
Are they lying?
I mean, that corresponds to the same answer to the question that you've asked before.
The answer is consistent between questions.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you can have the same answer between questions and still be lying.
That's true.
Yeah. But it doesn't appear as if she's lying.
Okay.
Did your mother actively adopt animosity, or did animosity just show up?
I don't know.
So she wasn't there one day and was the next?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
It has to be. I don't know if you can hear Xerxes in the background. If you can, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
There are cats outside, and he doesn't know what to do with himself. So it has to be like a split thing. This is.
It makes the most sense at this point.
Yeah, this is Krista, not.
Yeah. We've been kind of going between.
Krista is making taquitos and trying to figure out her life right now.
I mean, I feel like most of us are in the second half, maybe not the first half.
Yeah.
I would ask both of the Zorshas. Have we asked them?
So, like, hold hands?
Well, no. Besides that,
Okay.
have we asked them each what they would do if they found animosity?
Not
One of them has like violent intent for animosity, and the other doesn't.
I technically, I think I technically did, because I asked the armored one before I gave her the armor. Anyways, the night that she came.
Okay, but we haven't asked as a group. I think is what he's meaning.
Like, have we asked them both?
Yeah, they've both been asked. Neither of them had like any ill intent towards her. Like, they both were basically just like, yeah, she's not great, but I don't want to see her hurt, and like, you know, I don't like want to have it come to a fight, yada yada yada, everything along those lines. Like, it was never like, oh yeah, I'm gonna slice that bitch in half if I see her.
So.
Well, I guess the only reason I ask is, did they seem kind of... I just need a refresher. Did they seem kind of violent towards each other when we got them together, or were they just like, oh...
No, they pulled out their...
the other me.
They each pulled out their packed weapons, not in like an aggressive way. It was like a prepared way in case the other one attacked them. Yeah, they're each expecting the other one to be animosity. Like, they each think the other one's the fake.
To attack. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, I guess I'm just trying to differentiate between whether or not we've asked them, like, hey, would you hurt animosity, and the more specific question of what would you do if you found her? Not would you hurt her, but what would you do in general? Like, would you want to talk to her? Would you want to try and work this out? Like, that sort of thing. Have we posed it in that way?
Yeah, I did.
I don't think so.
I did.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was answered, and it can also be inferred that Zorsha is fearful, like, she is afraid of animosity.
Yeah.
So, as indicated by their defensive poses toward each other, anytime that she's come up and she says she's unprotected because of the armor, or that she needs the armor for protection from animosity. So through inference, she would defend herself, but she wouldn't want to. She would try to run away.
Yeah, she doesn't seem confident in her chances.
Everything is always pointed to just like that. She's like, no, I don't want to confront her. Like, You guys can do that.
Alrighty. Well, that just points me back more so towards the idea that they're the same person.
Yeah. I keep trying to ask questions and then I get talked over. It's fine. I wanted to make sure you got your thought out. So, Animosity, being your younger sister, did any friends you have take notice of her?
What friends?
I don't know. Hence the phrasing, any friends you might have had.
I don't think so. They didn't say anything, at least.
Did she make any attempts to get their attention?
Oh yeah, she tried all the time. She's always trying to be part of the friend group.
Trying to be part of the group, but they never took notice of it. Did you ever treat her harshly in front of them?
It was a little mean, yeah.
And they didn't seem to react to that in any way?
Nope.
They didn't seem to think that you were perhaps a little harsh to your younger sister. They all...
Nope.
Said nothing.
Nothing at all.
When Animosity arrived, motherfucker, not oh my god, you know, move. I'm sorry. Fuck. When Animosity arrived, did your parents ever acknowledge both of you while you were in the room? If you were in the same room together?
Harm you, praising the other?
No.
Feeding one, not the other?
Well, I don't know, actually. I don't remember ever being around my parents with her.
So it was only you or her, never both?
That I can remember. She looks confused. They both look confused. Should clarify.
Did Animosity appear around the time that you made your pact?
No. After.
After?
It was around the time that I noticed I could summon weapons.
How old were you then?
9.
Was her name always Animosity? It's a gosh name.
Oh, I knew her as.
Such a weird name for a child.
Was that what she
Were
introduced
you
herself?
told her name? Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Was that what she introduced herself as, or is that just something you decided to start calling her one day?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just slipped into a voice there. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Thank you, Stitch. However, we're not talking with you. We will have a conversation with you and your impulsive habits at a later date. That's very nice. Now,
Now we need an NPC with that voice.
go to your cage. Go back to your cage in Hawaii.
Family means nobody gets split in two.
I don't know if I'm gonna word this in a way that makes sense for how I mean it. But have we considered the possibility that both of these people are Zorsha, like actually Zorsha, but one of them is also Animosity? Like, Same theory we're working with.
I'm starting
That's what we're working with.
I'm starting to wonder if quote unquote animosity is a almost construct of self-image.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically what you're getting at, where she is Zorsha, but is also technically her own discrete person, because she only appeared after the pact was made.
Yeah.
And nobody else seems to notice her, but Zorsha.
Well, no, the moon knows her. The moon says she has a sister.
The moon does.
The moon said, your sister, animosity.
Well, yeah, but that could be a considered thing.
One thing I will point out with how Ikwara answers, because it wasn't ever explicitly stated, so I think it's important to state. Ikwara understands concepts.
Yeah, so
she can understand if somebody is perchance your sister. She knows this. She knows what you think and who your family is.
Yeah.
So she can sense a concept.
My god, does that mean that my super crazy theory so out there that I actually didn't even... This one was not even on my list. I didn't even write this one down because I thought it was so far-fetched last week when I thought about it originally. No way!
It's possible. So
on that note... Sorry, go ahead.
So it seems like nobody takes note of animosity but you, and apparently us now.
I kind of want to ask if there's anyone else here who'd be like, hey, how many people are at the table?
Well, I mean, probably just ask the innkeeper.
That's what I'm saying, is I kind of want to.
Yeah, just go up to a random person and ask how many people are here.
Do it.
Yeah, I'd say do it.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll be the crazy lady.
Who are you approaching?
I
don't know who's here.
At this point, the innkeeper, and most people that have kind of come in to, be patrons of looked at you guys and went either around you or just turned and walked out.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's the innkeep and the dedicated drunks.
Yep.
And one of these people is probably required to at least stay somewhat sober.
I was gonna say, go with the sober person, go with the innkeeper.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to.
Yeah.
Either that or we hit up a designated driver.
That's what the innkeeper is.
Yeah, you approach the innkeeper, you ask him how many people are there. And he responds, well, there's a lot of you, and the 2 of her?
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm glad you put it that way, because I'm like, man, I asked this question, I don't even fucking know how many people
we have 10 people in total here at this table.
I wasn't gonna count it. He sees 2 Zorshas.
No,
so.
yeah, I'm estimating.
I don't give a shit.
Man, that manifested...
Cool, thank you.
Once, when a ghost realizes. What exactly did your patron promise you? Or was it even laid out in exact terms?
It wasn't laid out.
Then how did you make a deal with it?
I don't know. Said sure, okay.
You're okay to what?
Whatever the deal was.
But you don't know the deal?
I was young.
No.
I just wanted out.
Man, at times like this, I wish I could just mush abilities together and be like, could just go deeper into the psyche.
Modify memory at 9th level, please?
well, no, not modify memory, but can I take the things that I have the ability to do and smush them into one and go into the brain?
No.
Let me go deeper. Theater of the
Let me
mind.
in.
Let me go deeper. Okay, you've gone deeper. How do you get out? There's no exit. You're now trapped in Zorsha's subconscious. Have fun.
Hey man, if it got me answers, I would do it.
I guess the real question here is that, I mean, because we can spend the next 2 hours asking ourselves these questions, but no matter how many times we ask ourselves these questions, do we have a real way of determining any of this, or are we just asking questions without answers?
Yes.
I don't know what check this is, but I want to make a check on something.
Okay.
Have I in any way heard of anything relating to this, well, admittedly far-fetched
Phenomena?
theory of, the phenomena of someone's own feelings or desires for themselves manifesting in a physical presence?
No.
Would somebody way older than us maybe have heard of something like this happening?
Maybe.
Because I know that. So Mike's not here, so it's kind of like K2 is here, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Mike when he leveled up took
Sending.
he took sending.
Yep.
Yeah, and he told us.
Yep.
So what, sending
So are we
poison?
allowed? I mean, yeah. I was gonna say, I know Mike's not here, but K2 has this ability. Can we use it
What are you using it for?
to send a message to Corbin to ask him if he's ever
That's one of
heard?
the oldest fucks we know.
Yeah, to ask him if he's ever heard of this odd phenomena of say somebody's own
Have you heard of someone's feelings manifesting in physical?
Yeah.
Wait, hey.
Wait, Crystal
Go
wants
ahead.
to say.
Sorry. Go ahead. If I'm just have to keep myself on my same train, or I'm gonna fucking forget my question. So just go ahead.
Okay,
Oh, go for it.
No, ask your question, or else yeah.
My question was actually for Zorsha, and I was just gonna ask, what specifically did you ask? When? Fuck, I don't know how fucking patrons work. So this is Chris just struggling so fucking hard.
When she made her pact, what did she ask the god? What did she ask for?
Yeah.
She just wanted out.
She wanted out from her. Yeah, so
Okay.
you weren't here for that part, right? She told us this earlier. She wanted out from her family. She made the pact, but then it didn't give her enough power to actually escape. So then that was why she then turned to the cult, because
Okay.
they were able to get her out and give her more power.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Then.
And the hope and protection that she needed.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I was kind of hoping that it was somewhere along the lines of to get out but not be alone, and then
Yeah. That's fair.
Wouldn't that be? That would have been swell.
Yeah.
all right. That's it.
Yeah, K2 can do sending to Corbin. Corbin would respond that he hasn't heard of it, but he'll look into it.
Okay, well, that's something, I guess.
Yeah, that's something that might come relevant, after we've already resolved this.
Or
Or
we'll
chosen.
think we'll have resolved it, and then Corbin will be like, hey, and we'll be like, fuck, and realize we didn't solve it at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, solving it the wrong way is still technically resolving it.
Failing successfully.
No, not necessarily successfully. We've chosen the course of action, now we must deal with the consequences. Anyways.
Doesn't mean it's a good kind of success. We can suffer from success. Alright, so I guess then the thing we have to try and figure out is, what do we do about there being two?
I know this may be kind of a dangerous suggestion, but do we maybe just table this discussion until we get more information? Because again, I worry that with the pieces laid out as they are, we've definitely come a lot closer, but I don't know that we have enough information to actually answer the question that we're asking.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. And I feel like even just us by ourselves could sit here for 4 hours talking about everything that went over, and we're still just wouldn't.
Yeah, we've made definite progress, but I think there are just like a couple pieces missing before we can say, yes, we have an answer.
Yeah.
Okay, but what do we do in the meantime then?
I was gonna say, in the meantime, both Zorshas travel with us. One, we just get, I guess we can get like some kind of armor for the other one.
Point out that it was brought up in conversation that one or both of them is potentially dangerous.
Yeah, there is a potential that one could stab us in the kidneys in our sleep.
So from a logical point of view, it does not make sense for you guys to travel with them, knowing that one of them or both of them could turn on you at any second.
Oh, then I mean, they're...
What if the option is that? What if there's also the option that neither of them could turn on?
Yeah, that is an option.
I know.
See, Tori,
I did bring it up.
Tori,
It did come up multiple times in conversation.
Tori, honey, you keep adding your own confusion on this.
No, it's not confusion.
I would say, I understand saying this is probably going to be an unpopular idea. If it is, that's totally okay. We definitely don't have to do it. But this is a city. There is a prison here. We could potentially, without, setting them up to be in a absolutely horrible situation, just put them both in a box that they can't get out of.
They can both teleport.
Until we...
Yep.
That's true. Like, just hear me out. This is a big city. They get a lot of people, and there are a lot of criminals, meaning they would be used to have to deal with people who have magical capabilities. Would it make sense to say that there would probably be some sort of prison in a major city that you could put someone in that would negate their ability to magically escape? Because if not, there wouldn't really be a whole lot of point in trying to imprison magically endowed people.
Yeah,
I don't think Stone Sparrow is big enough.
Yeah, Stone Sparrow, if it can't effectively prison somebody, like keep somebody captive, they're executed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like Brand.
That would be like
a
a Brand. Yeah.
Brand would have that kind of prison.
Yeah,
or
Sarnath.
Or Sarnath. Yeah. Hey, look, we're going that way. Let's just take him with us to Sarnath and put him in jail there.
It's like if Brand would have one, all we have to do is and again, it's a long journey and there is some danger in doing this, but if we were to restrain both of them, right? We take the armor, we restrain them both, and we travel to Brand, right? We keep them on, whoever is keeping watch always has an eye on the both of them during the night. Anything shady happens, they immediately wake up the rest of the party, because if one of them runs for it, then we at least know that one's the traitor. And if we get them both to Brand, get them both locked up until we can get an answer, we're technically keeping the one Zorsha safe while imprisoning the dangerous one, and also eliminating... Yes. I'm sorry, no, you probably weren't talking to me. I'm sorry.
Yes. Oh shit! Wait.
I was just thinking Chris was be like, "Hey, babe, no."
I mean, yeah, I know what's coming.
That was so funny. It was so instinctive to just be like,
Joshua's afraid. Wait, wrong Josh.
Hey, babe. Go fuck yourself. Why are you telling me shit?
I didn't. No, you're good.
Are you feeding her information?
Nope.
Yes.
He's not.
Joshua, that theory is a decent theory, but that would rely on them agreeing to be restrained, and I'm not 100% sure that would be something they would be willing to do.
Yeah, no, definitely. It would be, honestly, it'd be a hard idea to sell to them, and then on top of that, getting the armor from the one might honestly prove fucking deadly in general. That might be what the reason is. She's like, no, go fuck yourself. I get your thing. I get your thing, though, but...
Good idea. It would be painful to attend. That requires gagging.
Well, no, we don't have to gag them. We don't have to gag them. I don't think we have to be completely inhuman about it, right? Just, keep their arms restrained, And like, and this is my thinking on it. And again, if you guys don't agree, that's totally fine. But if one or both of them are unwilling, I feel like that might be a good indication that this is just a problem that, since they're not willing to work with us on, it might be worth washing our hands of.
Okay, but
Not
again,
like, willing to dispose of them.
yeah.
I'm not saying kill them. I'm saying you guys figure it out. If you're not willing to work with us and let us help you to determine what the truth is, then you have to figure it out on your own.
Well, the problem is, one of them is trying to help us. If we're going on the theory, one of them is trying to help us, and one of them is trying to obscure it. And the best way to obscure it is to agree completely with the other person who's trying to help us in such a way that we can't tell the difference between.
So yeah, but if that's the case, then it works in our favor. Because again, we'll always be keeping eyes on them, and if we get them to brand, if we get them both to brand, then they're locked up and they're safe. And if one of them runs for it, then...
Okay, but that's them agreeing to go to brand to be locked up.
Mm-hmm.
In the long run, it keeps them safe from the dangerous one.
What if they don't agree?
That's what he said. If neither of them agree, then he goes, okay, you guys are on your own, figure it out.
Yeah.
That's his.
Because even
because
even if it's a bluff on our part, even if we don't mean it, then it might push them both into agreeing to it.
It's an idea.
Here's the other problem that we have encountered, though, is that are we just willfully ignoring the moon problem we have coming up here in a week and a half?
The theoretical moon problem.
It is a theoretical moon problem, but that literally got completely just tabled because all this started happening. But that was the big issue at hand literally prior to this. Like we literally came back from that and just haven't gotten around to figuring that part out yet. So that's the other thing. It would be we haven't even decided if we're sticking around to deal with that. If we are, and we do end up doing that with both Zorshas with us while we try and figure out what's going on with them, then it's like, cool, we might, deal with this moon thing while getting simultaneously stabbed in the back by one or not both, or neither of them.
Thanks, Tori, for reminding us that there is the end of the world and Schrodinger's Zorsha.
Theoretically, end of the world.
Theoretical. It might not happen, but then it's like, do we chance it? And it does happen, then we did nothing, or we do try something, and then if we didn't need to do
there's
anything...
too many words and too many possibilities. I can't stare forward into the future and not go insane. I'm sure there's literally multiple Lovecraft books on this. Anyways, go ahead, Joshua.
I feel like our best option at this point is to focus on the things that we know are legitimate threats, the things that we know are dangerous, because we spend our time chasing after ghosts. And if one of them is animosity, then we're only doing the thing that she wants us to.
I feel like I need 10 minutes to fucking de-stress from all of this.
Yeah.
I think we all need a cigarette in 5 minutes.
It won't matter, but my mind is racing, but I'm struggling to put anything together. And
I'd like to call for a 5-minute recess, Your Honor.
Literally been me all week.
Joshua, I think you're the one who's least likely to need a cigarette right now.
All right, take us to a break.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, I'm not being a sarcastic jackass. I do need it.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months. I can't go back to cigarettes now. I've given up for too long. I have to stay a good boy.
Correct.
Guys, stop. Okay. I'm going to send the recording to break, so we will be back shortly. are back.
We're back from our 5-minute recess. It was a lot longer than 5 minutes because we don't know how time works anymore. We don't know how time works anymore.
It's a recording. It's 10 seconds.
No, it's on a be right back screen the entire time.
Yeah, it's real time, motherfucker.
Okay.
Unfortunately, OBS doesn't let me pause anymore. So.
Fuck
well.
that cunt.
Alright, well, good thing we're not sponsored by OBS. OBS, go fuck yourself. Alright.
Don't go fuck yourself. You're a great open source and free product.
Agreed. I enjoy it, even though it doesn't have all the greatest features. Anyway, moving on to the task at hand.
I stand by
It's like saying GIMP is worth using.
Let's not start arguing over this. We have another thing to argue over sitting in front of us.
So many other things to argue about.
Alright, well. Floor is yours, whoever wants to speak.
I don't think any of us want to.
I will, because I need my damn thought on
Yeah, go.
record. Official record. Since you don't remember your pact, what if animosity was the power to get out of your family, to get away from your family? But because you were so young, you only perceived her as your sister. She showed up randomly. No one acknowledged her if you guys were in the same room. It was you and her. What if the reason why... I will point to the Zorsha who says their power go bye-bye. I don't know if that was actually said. Like, to us, but... is because... the deal is starting to be complete. Zorsha, the true Zorsha, has the power she needs to get away. She's getting away from the cult, away from the family. She's living for what she wants, her own thoughts now, not for those she works for.
I mean, I guess it's a possibility. I don't really know if it could be true or not, but,
Something to think about.
So assuming that the power that wanes isn't your overall power, just the power of your pact. The power that you discovered from the cult, the power that you gained from the cult, doesn't seem to change in any way, does it?
no. Did that pick up? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it did.
It did, yeah. We're all just finally, like, tired from the excitement, so we're just existing now. So where do we go from here?
I don't know. We've posed a lot of theories. Potential secondary entity to provide power. Potential divergent self, almost. One that I suppose one would almost have to accept to move on from. There are two standing here. I suppose the question is, if they never noticed her up until a certain point, what made that change? When did it seem like people actually started noticing animosity?
You mean us or people in general?
In general.
In general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just... He is actually questioning the Zorshas.
They aren't really sure. She being both of them can't really give a concrete time.
Did they seem to notice her before you joined the cult, as far as you could tell?
As far as you could tell, yeah.
That was either when you joined the cult or after the fact. I suppose that does lend credence to Rafa's theory. If in the cult you found a different power, your pact-bonded companion was no longer necessarily needed, allowing it to form its own identity, its own personality, but if that's the case, why does it still feel the need to mimic others?
Maybe this thing isn't doing it to hurt Zorsha. Maybe it thinks that it's still protecting her. By keeping everyone at bay, no one can ever pose a threat.
Zorsha, did you know any of the other people that Animosity did this to?
No.
Then how do you know she did it? Did you hear about it through the cult?
I dreamt about it.
Saw it through our own eyes.
Yeah, and they're still both responding, so.
Mm-hmm. I suppose protection is a credence theory. That would be why it emerges now. I don't know.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
They said they both dreamt about it.
Yeah.
How... I don't know if I can word the thing I'm trying to fucking word, but how would they both dream about it if one of them was...
doing it?
Yes.
Could we ask them? Because we've kind of determined, and I'm guessing in some way, shape, or form communicated to them at this point that, you know, some of the things you're dreaming about are the things that she is doing, you know, from A to B. And so at this point, maybe we should try and ask them about dreams that they've both had, other than those things. If they've had any other kinds of dreams that they both shared, because that would indicate that there's a third party in this little mind link thing going on. Or at least it might hint at that.
Mind link.
Do you pose it as a question? Yes. They have no idea.
Was animosity meant to be a replacement? There's too many theoreticals and not enough concrete evidence.
I know a way we could possibly determine if they would share dreams again. All we have to do is wait till tonight, have them both go to sleep at the same time, and then have them tell us what they dream about when they wake up. If they have the exact same dream, that again would indicate that there's a third party involved here.
But what if they both dream of nothing, or the exact same thing that the other sees?
Well, if they're both asleep at the same time, then they share a dream. Like I said, it's not concrete proof, but it might hint at the fact that there's a third person involved. And if they don't, if they both just dream about nothing, or nothing if it's just like blank all night, right? Then I think that we can say that would at least conclude that there probably isn't a third party involved, and that it's just the two of them. I don't know if that's necessarily useful information for us to have, but it's an idea.
I mean, it's definitely an idea.
Either that, or again, we can go back to my, ultimatum idea.
Yeah. Edward would turn to Reelan and just, in Elvish, this is, I feel like the longest that we've been without most of us being in total disagreement with one another.
I would certainly agree.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the second, then, he's an elf, duh.
Yes, man. I forget that sometimes, too.
No, yeah, it's more of an internal thing. What?
It's alright, see my ears and all,
No, it's fine. Having another person here might be helpful. Before all this went down, Zorsha, Animosity, whichever, one of them said that we needed to start trusting one another, or else Animosity would start tearing us apart. This is the most we've been supportive of each other, the most we've been trustful of each other. It's a long, far-fetched theory. What if it's all just bullshit? I doubt it a lot, but I don't know. I don't know if that was supposed to be some kind of warning sign, some kind of hint to a thought exercise before the thought exercise is even brought up. I don't know. Again, I'm just grasping at theoreticals just because I don't know anything. We've proposed so much, and nothing we have is concrete.
I am very much so in agreement. This is frustrating, to put it lightly.
The only thing that I've concluded so far isn't even about Sorsha, it's about fucking Alma. Because if this is an animosity, she's ordered it, obviously. I doubt Animosity would be doing this on her own, and I don't know anymore. I don't know.
I'd put my hand on his shoulder. I'd look him in the eye and be like, "We will get through this, my friend. We cannot let this distract us from our greater purposes. One way or another, we will make progress, and we will do it soon." And I look at the both of them, and I would like to propose a hypothesis. I would like to find out what happens if you both fall asleep at the same time and have a dream. I want to know what you would both see if you can't see what the other is doing. I don't know exactly what it will tell us until we do it. But we either need to do this, or we need to come to some form of agreement where we can continue on with the things that we need to accomplish, while making sure that neither one of you pose a threat to the other or any of us.
I feel like I should debunk this theory right now, because when they dream, they appear to have a summation of the events that took place of the day, not what the other is currently seeing.
Okay.
So sleeping at the same time will yield you nothing.
Okay. Ah, good to have that one crossed off then.
Yeah.
Thanks, God. Appreciate it.
I just try. I don't want to go through that and then just have it be disappointing.
No,
at the end.
no,
Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's not a live feed. It's Cliff Notes.
That is more answers than we had, so.
Correct.
Yes.
True.
So, I don't know. Do we do it? Does anyone want to explore any other possible option?
Have we done the just having them touch yet?
I don't think we have yet. We've talked about it, but we haven't had them do that.
Next, we've been exploring other avenues of things that might not potentially create a massive astral plane rift in space-time bullshit bubble continuum.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. We've got to try something. I would like it, and I know this sounds strange, but please just hear me out. If the two of you could just face each other, take the hands of the other into your own, and just make eye contact. I just want to know if anything happens. Think I'm strange, whatever, just we're exploring possibilities.
Just humor us.
They both look at Briar.
Oh God! What? Wait.
I need your support.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing that's happened so far. Yep.
They both look at Briar judgmentally.
What kind of look are they giving me?
They're waiting for your input.
About whether I think they should hold hands?
It would appear so.
I'll just look between the two of them. Are you looking to me to say no, or I don't think it's a terrible idea. It's not like we're asking you to go hand in hand down the road, just,
Alternations could be found with a touch. I don't know.
I just want to make sure you're ready in case she attacks me. That's like a weird echo in the room, yeah.
Rava just raises her hand and just, bam.
Yeah, I'll knock an arrow. I'm ready.
What? Okay, we're inside and in.
Doesn't seem to matter to her. Either one of them.
I will scooch my chair in a way where that they can scooch their chairs and we can sit in a nice, close-knit little circle for this.
Okay.
And so, like, each of them can pull up a chair in front of me, and then I will be right here.
Sure. Seeing as they trust you, they will each pull up a chair hesitantly, right next to you on either side, and then, like, very cautiously, like, reach over and with one hand to start, they're like reaching at each other, like getting ready to like defend themselves if need be, but also grab before they lock hands, and there's a flash of light and Briar falls unconscious.
What?
And neither Zorsha is currently awake, as they have also fallen unconscious.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Raylan was like,
Okay.
yes, my plan, it's working.
So before transition happens, just so we're fully aware, I'm gonna go make sure they're all still alive.
Okay, yeah, you quickly like rush over,
Check pulses and breathing.
Yeah, they are all alive.
They're all alive. As far as I can tell from the surface level, they're all fine. There's been no physical change as far as I can tell.
Correct.
Okay.
They just have fallen unconscious.
All three have fallen unconscious. Heard.
Yep.
Darkalion applies healing and physician's touch.
Doesn't do anything.
Do I get to gain that health?
Doesn't matter.
Or am I at 0?
I mean, you would gain any hit points that you had previously lost.
Yeah.
So, unless
you
lost hit points from the flash, then you would just gain from what you lost earlier.
Yeah. So
Yeah, well, that was my question to Josh. Was like, am I at
Yes,
like
you gain the hit
1?
points because you have lost hit points.
Okay, but I'm not at 1 hit point.
No,
I'm at
you are not
whatever I
at
was
1.
at.
You are just
Okay.
unconscious. As if sleeping.
I'm assuming that if you would suddenly drop to 0, that would be a lot different to look at than just not.
No, that's why I said 1 hit point.
Yeah.
I would look at everybody real quick. I'm like, okay, let's separate them again, so that doesn't happen. So you take that Zorsha out. At least 5 feet apart.
We don't necessarily know. Let's give it a minute first. If some violent reaction starts happening, then we should move them.
I think it'd be a good idea to move them now, but that's up to you guys.
Are they still touching?
I don't know if there's... Are the two
they're still touching hands, basically, like holding onto each other in their palms.
Don't know if our theories are correct and this is some alternate ideation or alternate self of Zorsha and the actual Zorsha. And Briar might be the conduit between the two of them to actually work some shit out. I don't fucking know. This is all so medically aberrant. But we won't know, and if we separate them, it might not happen again. I just want to give it a minute.
Yes,
They didn't teach me this in school.
I agree. I agree with Edward. We need
This
to
is the
let this
most
process play out.
cogent forward process we've got. I agree with you, Darkalion. This could potentially turn sour, and if it does, that's blood on my hands, and I guess I have to accept that.
Okay, then we will wait, and if anything tends to start getting worse, we will pull them apart.
Correct.
As for now, let's leave them be.
Let's at least be around so we can pull them apart as quickly as possible.
Behind one of the Zorshas, ready to pull her away.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna have to leave this
Somebody on
innkeeper
that
a
side, too.
hell of a tip.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the spectacle, the story alone, is probably enough to get this man so much cash. Just yeah. We had living schizophrenia walk into our bar and resolve itself. So that's how you know RL is good. Okay.
All right. So for this part, I would like everybody to mute, but Tori.
Everybody but Tori.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
This is just fun.
This is not what I intended months ago when I was like, oh, wow, look, an NPC. Let me flirt with her a little bit.
Hey, Tori. Remember the consequence of your actions.
I know, but I don't like him.
Alright, now mutant stay
Too damn bad.
Alright.
Okay.
So you are standing in a room that is not familiar. It is decorated in what can only be assumed to be like children's art that has riddled the walls in a decoratory sense, but more of a careless, reckless abandon. Off to one corner is a unkept bed that has definitely seen its better days. It is worn, it is falling apart. One of the corners is like completely touching the floor. It just looks very uncomfortable. In the middle of the room is a table that has 3 legs. One of them has been broken. It's still there, but it's barely holding itself together. It is not serving any use of supporting the table. There are 4 chairs, all of which are relatively intact, although have definitely been worn out. And seated in one of those chairs is a very young Zorsha. She looks to be probably about 6 years old.
Does she notice me?
She doesn't seem to react to you at all. At least to your presence. And seated in the other 3 chairs are makeshift clay dolls.
I just want to get this out of the way real quick. None of them are clown-like, are they?
No.
Okay. Just...
They're just clay figurines that don't really have any resemblance to anything other than vaguely humanoid. They look like they were made by a child.
Mm-hmm. I have a gist of where that's going, yeah.
Yep.
These are make-believe friends of clay.
It can be assumed that these are Zorsha's friends.
Mm.
And Zorsha seems to be talking with them. She doesn't have anything physically in front of her. It's just her and her hands. She's mimicking out like flipping things over, almost like playing a game. You can assume that she might be playing checkers or chess of some kind, or something that she perceives for it to be. And then the door kind of like swings open slowly, and she glances up and then gets a look of panic on her face as an older woman enters into the room. She starts talking to Zorsha and basically blaming Zorsha for all the the mishappenings that have befelled her recently.
Misfortunes?
Yeah, misfortunes would be another good word for it. Before Zorsha like looks worried and makes a break for the bed, but is stopped.
Woman also, she means like the misfortunes that are befalling her, right?
Befalling her, yes, not Zorsha.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so this part might get a little graphic, so for anybody listening, I'm just going to give you a heads up on that. If you want to skip this, feel free. We can have a part for it at some point. Yeah.
We'll say when it's over.
Yeah. So we'll give you 5 seconds before I continue.
Ooh, childhood trauma. Right. Nothing brings people closer together.
So the woman catches Zorsha and smacks her across the face, very physically hard. And her head like turns from the impact, and you see like a look of anger and disappointment kind of melding into one. And it keeps happening. 4 times she gets struck, and then the 5th time it stops afterward. And Zorsha, of course, is crying, and then the woman leaves the room. And Zorsha looks sad and completely, like, just overtaken by this feeling of defeat. And then almost as quickly as it started, she looks angry. And she looks like she wants to, like, actually get up and fight back to this individual that's not there anymore. And then she turns to the mirror that's you didn't really notice before because it's basically gone. There's little shards of it left that can barely make out her image within them. She just basically repeats the same phrase a few times and just says, "You're so useless. Should have never been born. You've been a curse on the family since you were born. We wish we could have another kid to replace you." And she just repeats that over and over. Before she just suddenly stops, goes back to the table, sits down, and it's as if nothing happened.
Am I able to, like, move or do anything, or am I just
wander around however you want it within this room?
Do I like have like a if I like look down, do I like have like a form, a shape, or am I like nothing?
You do not.
Okay, so I'm just like a.
You are a
I'm a
non-interactive observer.
I am. All right, I'm the observer in a video game. Okay. What kind of, like, you said there was, like, art in this room? Like, just sort of haphazard, scattered everywhere?
It's basically like the drawings of a kid on the wall. Like, they're stick figures that you're assuming represent her family.
That was what I was going to ask. Like, what kind of... let me... As I examine the cave paintings, what do I see?
The one that sticks out to you the most is... a depiction of what you can assume to be her family, stick drawings. It's a child and a woman, and then there's kind of a third drawing, but it's not really, like, it almost looks like it's been erased or tried to have been erased. There is no father, as you know from her past. Another one that kind of stands out is a fairly well-drawn image of the moon. That kind of repeats itself a few times within the room as well. It doesn't seem like it's a kid's drawing. It's well done.
Is it like all the phases of the moon?
It's the same phase. It's the full moon.
That's getting weird. Am I able to leave this room? If I, like, go out the... I can't go out the door that the woman...
Correct. You are confined to this room.
I'm gonna go take a closer look at Zorsha, so I assume to be Zorsha.
Okay. Yeah. You take a look at her. She still has the streaks running down her face from when she was crying. You can see the redness and partial swelling on the face as well from the hits.
You said her face, like, it changed really rather, like, abruptly from, like, disappointment and then to anger and then to whatever. Like, what does she have? Like,
immediately back to like nothing ever happened. So right now she seems content. She's hanging out, playing with her clay dolls. Not a care in the world.
and that's it. Like, I don't see any other traces or hints of like anything anywhere. Like, that's it.
Mhm.
Which is alarming. I'm gonna go check out the bed because that's where she was going. I'm gonna like look on like, I don't know, like the bedposts under the bed, see if there's anything like, I don't know, written anywhere, maybe like carved into the frame, or maybe like on the wall or on the floor under the bed or something.
Nothing that you can see. It's pretty empty. There's the only thing, obviously, there's still like there's kids' drawings everywhere, but there's not anything else.
Is there anything, not like drawings wise, but like anything else, like near the bed, maybe like something she was going for to, like, I don't know, grab to like defend herself or something, just like an object maybe, or it's just like the bed?
She was probably just going to hide under it.
Yeah, okay, just checking. Is this a completely like sealed off like room? Does this feel like it's in like a basement or something, or?
Yeah, there would be no windows to the outside, so it could be assumed.
Okay, so it's just like a dingy, dark. Is there like a light source in here of some kind?
Yeah, there's a lantern.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's it.
Sorry,
That's gotta be
forgot to say that.
It's gotta be really cold in here.
Yeah, it's you can't feel it, but
I was gonna say I can't feel it, but I could assume that it's probably not warm.
Yeah, it can be assumed, and there's not a whole lot of bedding either, so it's it from your like vibe of the room, it feels almost like a dungeon.
Yeah. Okay. And you said that like the thing she was doing on the table, like she's just like imagining playing a game, right? Like there's nothing actually there.
Correct. Yeah, there's hardly anything in this room.
I know I'm just like a floating observer, but if I try to speak, does anything happen?
No.
Okay. Does she have the locket at this age?
No.
Okay.
She's wearing tattered clothes. It's basically like she looks like she lives in a prison.
Yeah.
There's not really any other way to describe it. After a few minutes, you feel the room shift slightly. You're still in the same room. It's been slightly redecorated. The paintings on the walls have been mostly erased. There's still like remnants of them being there, but for the most part, they've disappeared. You see Zorsha seated at the table. The table is now broken completely. One of the chairs completely shattered. The other three of them are barely hanging in there. So one of the clay figurines is damaged, but it's seated on the table where the chair should be. And Zorsha is not at the table, she is at the mirror.
Is she older now?
Yes, she is. She looks to be about 9. She's talking to herself in the mirror, her reflection, as if she was talking to somebody. She's pleading to just get away, escape this. She wouldn't really know how to describe it at that age, but you get the feeling that she wants out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing talking back to her, but she's just talking and rambling, and she almost seems to be convincing herself that she can get out. But it's hard to tell whether she's actually convinced or if she's not. And then she reaches over to the mirror and grabs a piece of it and breaks it off, the actual glass, and just holds it tightly in her hand, and you can see it start bleeding. And then you watch as the glass shapes itself into a dagger. And then she just gets this almost like... It's a really sinister grin on her face. And then it immediately stops. And she turns around, the dagger disappears. She goes and sits down, and it's like nothing ever happened.
Oh my god, pen. You said so most of like the child like drawings are gone. Are the moon ones still there?
Oh, they've faded as well.
They've also faded? Okay.
Yep.
Has anything else about the room changed other than like the state of the furniture and the state of the artwork?
Nope, that would be it.
And then other than her obviously being older, nothing like noteworthy.
Yep, exactly. After a few minutes, you feel the room shift again. This time, there are no paintings on the walls, but there are words. The biggest word kind of sprawled across one entire wall. It just says animosity.
Do I see a Zorsha in this room?
At the moment, you do not see Zorsha.
Okay.
You don't see any of the clay figurines. Zorsha is not present.
Is the door closed?
The door is not closed.
Okay.
You look out, but you see nothing.
Yeah. Can I tell what the word animosity is written with?
It almost looks like it's written in blood.
Yeah. And... Sorry, you said there's no more clay figurines?
There are no clay figurines. There's no remnants of them in the room. Nothing. There's a very worn bed. At this point, it has basically collapsed to the floor. The table is destroyed. The chairs are all destroyed. The mirror is shattered completely. There's just scraps of it left. The room looks in disarray. The only thing that really stands out in this room is the word animosity.
Mm-hmm.
After about a minute, you cut, and the entire surrounding changes. You find yourself standing in an open field, right next to a young adult Zorsha. At this point, she is wearing not the armor that you know her to be wearing, but more like a crude scale armor that seems kind of like tossed together. And she seems to be talking with a woman of the same race, so she would also be an Azamar. And she's discussing with her the potential of joining her group of like-minded individuals.
Does this woman have a resemblance to a certain person I know?
Vaguely, but not really. Like, there's definitely features that are similar.
And the woman is asking Zorsha if she wants to join her like-minded individuals.
Yes.
Is she the only one? Do I see other people here?
There are a few other women behind this individual that all seem to be wearing a similar attire, but definitely not as gaudy.
Oh, okay. The other Asmar woman is wearing, like...
She's wearing a fine set of basically, like, regal robes that seem to have armor plating etched into them.
Okay. Can I see the faces of the people behind her?
Not really.
Or are they just, like, featureless?
Yeah, it's more of like a blur.
Yeah, it's like you think you're looking at it, but, like, not really.
Yeah.
Like a mirage in the desert sort of thing.
Yeah, almost like she didn't notice them. And
Yeah.
didn't really care to.
Are there any noticeable features for the woman in her dank-ass robes?
The only distinguishing feature, like, her and Zorsha look fairly similar overall. Like, there's definitely, you can easily tell them apart, but their features are close. If I remember correctly, I do believe that she does have white hair still.
Who?
Alma.
Never stated, so sure.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember, so... yeah. So she has white hair, although it would be short. So it's not like Zorsha's long hair.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to come in agreement that the group of like-minded individuals will provide Zorsha with the protection that she seeks from her family, if they assist them in providing hope for the future.
If she helps.
Yeah, if she helps them.
Okay.
In providing hope for future generations.
Gotcha.
And then it cuts again.
Are they just... Sorry, just real quick before we cut.
Yeah.
Where does it look like they are? Like, is it...
It looks like
notable
they're...
place, or...
Not anything notable. It looks like they're literally just standing in an open field.
Okay.
But you would recognize the area in between Brand and Raverin.
In the field?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, not to the fields to the east of Raverin. It's in between Raverin and Brand.
Yeah.
So, like, along the road, basically.
Still mildly concerning, because it's still kind of close.
Yeah. And yeah, then it cuts again, and you find yourself in a very familiar, not very familiar, in a familiar cave. You're looking at the basically bound Zorsha hanging upside down where you found her originally. And there's another individual that you've never seen before standing next to her that seems to be able to see her clearly.
In the darkness?
Yep, in the darkness.
Okay.
So, and she just seems to be talking about Zorsha and how they can't rely on her to keep the vision that they had with all of the outbursts and the Yeah, that would be basically it. With the outbursts that she has emotionally, and how sometimes she can't really contain her thoughts or emotions, and that she's a threat to their ideas. But that she was worth a nice gold coin or two to the deft hands.
Can I see the person she's talking to, or can I not see in the dark?
You can, because you are an observer.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see what appears to be a tiefling woman that is decked out in very similar attire to the previous Azamar woman. It's not quite as regal, of course. If you had to pinpoint, you're guessing she's not just one of these peons. But she must hold some kind of status. Within the group.
And I don't recognize anything about this woman, this tiefling,
No.
Right? Okay.
Not at all. You've never seen her before.
Okay.
No.
Is she the only one in here in this room with Zorsha?
Yep. Just the two of them. You glance out the cave that you know exists, and it's a void.
Okay. What does Zorsha's face look like while this tiefling woman is talking to her about her emotions and all that?
She doesn't seem to be conscious.
Oh, so she's just talking to a
basically just
Zorsha?
airing out her feelings to somebody that can't listen. Shortly after your vision blurs, and you are back in your body, and there is one Zorsha in front of you. Everybody else.
Say what everybody else see.
After about 30 seconds, you see another bright flash of light, and Briar's there, and there's only one Zorsha. Still reaching a hand up. Still wearing the armor.
Okay.
Do they basically come into consciousness at the same time?
Briar would come to first.
Okay. Yeah, so just well, that seems to have worked, so
What the fuck?
Briar just blinks a couple times, and I'm assuming when I went unconscious, I probably fell on the floor. So, laying here on the floor.
You were in a chair. Everybody was in a chair. So.
Okay.
slumped over, and so your neck. Well, it's only 30 seconds.
Did the lolly.
Yeah.
Yeah, made sure everybody hit the floor. So.
Did some drooling. All right. Well, then from my chair, I will just blink a couple times, and I'm just she's not saying anything. She's just staring at the singular Zorsha.
Are you feeling alright, bro?
She just nods.
Other than what I assume was probably a lot of information at once.
She nods again.
I'm assuming you have an answer then for what the fuck is going on. Clearly considering, 2, 1... I'm sorry. I want...
She sort of just shrugs, because she doesn't actually have an answer as to why it worked.
and it's just... That's, I guess, an answer as well. Now I guess it just remains if Zorsha will wake up in any soon time, or if the stress will, perhaps for a bit. I don't know what happened.
I am.
It's like, I don't know what happened, but it worked! Furiously scribbling notes.
Maybe this can be a sound medical treatment in the future, but it will need more study! And also, I hope that there aren't more instances of this. Because,
I'm going to assume this is some magic bullshit.
Oh, it is absolutely magic bullshit of the most bullshit variety. I don't know of any medical instances where, oh, hey, there's 2 people, and now there's only 1, and there's a bright flash of light. That's... I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
Brian's gonna reach out and take Zor. Did you say, like, Zorsha's hand was, like, still
She's
out?
still, like, reaching out, yeah.
Yeah, she's still reaching out, yeah.
Alright, yeah, she'll, like, grab onto it with, like, both hands and just, like, hold it. And wait.
Okay.
So I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm feeling pretty good about this, I feel pretty that we figured it out. This was great.
I'm going to take this as a win. I could argue against that, but nope. Somehow.
Yeah, I see this as an absolute win.
I just want to say this out of character. I mentioned let's just let them do a fusion dance like 2 hours ago.
You did!
I'll just put that out there.
Captain Planet!
I want to bring up, I was the one who originally suggested it, and I thought you guys were making fun of me when you said that.
I'm also just glad that Joe at least got the reference I was making at the time.
You know what? I'm glad that in the end, Joe was right.
No, that rarely ever happens.
Yeah, Edward just, like, sits back, like, probably on the table, because honestly, he's probably standing just...
You're like, science and medicine can't explain this.
I'm glad I just brought us back to this point, because I remember Joshua saying earlier, and I was like, yeah, we should totally do that. And then we just strayed so far off, and I was like, we should maybe come back to that. Glad we did.
It was a year, so.
Me too.
Oh.
Yeah, baby, that's what I was messaging you about. I was like, they were so close.
I was just letting everyone going, and I was like, we'll come back to this. We'll bring this one back. I feel like it's important.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty proud of that.
Natural's still very confused. Personally, still very confused.
Edward's like face in hands, muttering to himself, and occasionally like looks up, like makes gestures with his hands because he's thinking, and it just goes back. He's very obviously just trying to figure out what the fuck happened without having all the information.
You're like, magic does not explain this. Science does not explain this.
Yeah, because he's like, obviously it's magical, but he doesn't have the magical knowledge of K2. Like, he has some function of it, but this is so out of his depth.
After about another 30 seconds, Briar, her hand tightens on yours, and you see her eyes moving around underneath her eyelids. And then a dagger appears in her hand, and she swings forward, missing everybody because nobody is currently there. And then the dagger just shatters.
Do her eyes open up?
Nope.
Did she like go unconscious again, or is she just like, I like it here with my eyes closed? It's safe.
She hasn't opened her eyes.
I think it's more of like.
Oh right, sorry. They were like, sorry. Are her eyes still moving around like under her eyelids?
Not after the dagger shatters. In the brief glimpse you catch of it, the dagger is made of glass.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think animosity might have been the thing she made her deal with?
I'm tempted to believe that is an accurate assumption.
Because I'm wondering if she's fighting her own battle in her head, and I think she might have just won.
It seems like a definite possibility. Maybe we should get her into one of these beds and let her rest.
Well, let's give it a moment. Maybe she might come to. The last thing we want to do is change her surroundings too much. It might induce a shock when she wakes.
I'm gonna reach out with one of my hands. I'm gonna keep one hand holding a hand, and then reach with my other hand and hold the other hand.
Alright, yeah, you reach out and find that hand is covered in blood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it shattered in her hand.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there, like, pieces of glass in there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll pick those out.
Okay.
I will provide medical assistance, but not physically help.
Edward's like, don't miss that one. Or that one.
Yeah.
That one.
This is a very important moment for Briar, and Edward does not want to intrude on it. But yeah, basically, like, handing her gauze and all that after the fact, too. Edward is the nurse this time, and it feels a little weird. It's been a long time since you've done that.
Yeah.
Usually the one to... Okay, whatever.
After about 10 minutes, Zorsha just slumps forward. I'm assuming into you because you're holding on.
Yeah,
to
I'm like right
so...
there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So she just dead weight falls into you. And then she's just like, oh. Oh, this is comfortable.
Zorsha?
Rava. She still hasn't opened her eyes.
How are you feeling? Probably like you got trampled by a cart based on everything.
Well, I just fell out of a chair, so
Well, it could have been worse. You could have fallen on the floor, but instead you fell into Briar, so...
Oh, that explains the comfort.
No. I don't know. I don't imagine you're surprised.
No. And she just, like, opens her eyes and gets up. Like, thanks, Briar.
Briar just sort of like...
That's all we've done. Thanks, Briar.
It was just like, she like let her get up and everything, like not wanting to like keep her there, she didn't want to be there, but Briar's just sort of like staring now at her hands, and it's like... She has a very weird look on her face of like... she's going through something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wound.
Edward actually does, like, hysterically laughing. Because of stress. Okay. I'm good. Okay. What the fuck? We're good.
Carla will just kind of like put her hand on Edward's shoulder and be like, "You're good. It's okay."
I deadass don't know how to respond.
There's been a lot things have happened in just these few hours.
Zorsha, get over there, honey?
I want a nap.
That's probably a good idea for, like, all of us. Stress.
It's been a long
Few hours. It hasn't even been a day.
Real quick. What happened?
I touched the other Zorsha.
Yeah.
And then I passed out. And then I woke up on the floor. Well, I woke up on Briar.
I mean, you did swing a glass dagger that exploded in your hand, so... But other than that, yeah, that's about...
Did I?
We figured. That's why your hand was wrapped up, and... yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Appreciate the doctoring.
That was Briar, not me.
Oh. Thanks, Briar.
At this point, Edward is looking at her like, fucking really?
Did you see anything while you were unconscious? Did either of you see anything.
Well,
happened?
I was unconscious, so I didn't see anything. Did something happen?
Briar?
Or just shakes her head no. Too much to unpack there for her right now, so she's going to lie.
But I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah. Just rest as long as you need to.
No.
Thanks for the permission, guys. I wasn't asking, but appreciate it.
Call if you
Not-
need anything.
Well, if I'm gonna be asleep, if I
I'm
am
just
calling,
saying in general.
noted. Thank you.
Briar?
Hungry. Atremir, are you hungry? I'm gonna go get some food and take my dog for a walk.
I'm not gonna lie, I am confused. Mostly?
We all are.
I could eat.
So is that a no on
Yeah.
food then? No one's going
That-
food
that-
walk?
That's
well,
not.
Just me?
I'm not
I
saying
mean-
no. Yes, I will take some food.
I-
Have you
I-
seen my
I-
size? Yes.
I think Darkalian's willing to go with you. You might just want to get some for everybody and come back. I don't know.
You,
Oh, no.
you did it.
Okay.
Do you want me to bring you back a drink too, Edward?
Maybe. We're at a tavern. I can just go over there and get one. Don't worry about that part.
The innkeeper's just standing there, just like,
Staring at us.
for you guys, drinks are on the house for the next hour.
You know what? Sure.
Sure.
Why not? I haven't been drunk. This might. Yeah.
I'll eat
Just
the-
Gets one.
Right at the
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Go ahead, Krista.
Oh, John.
Oh no! All I was gonna say is like, yeah, I'm gonna eat my fill. I'm gonna drink a responsible amount, and then when the hour is up, I will take Fenny for a walk.
Sounds like a good plan. I'll join you in that.
I mean, Rob was just gonna stand up and start kind of like go you next to Briar, but we hear for you guys, drinks on you. She's just gonna point and be like, I appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you.
He points
And
back,
this-
is like, I got you. After that shit I just saw.
This is gonna be a great story that no one's gonna fucking believe.
And it happened in my tavern.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Rob is just gonna like walk over to Briar and just Briar.
You can just see
Okay.
Briar's just like closing her hands and like opening them, almost as if to like just like check that they're there in a way, like hands. But also the notion that they're like Zorsha just like dipped and like her hands are empty now at the same time. It's like a weird. And then she just looks up at you, and you can see that she's just like crying, and then looks upstairs. And then just goes back to like looking at her hands.
Oh, come on. And she'll just kind of like urge her to like grab like right on like at her elbows, like help her urge her up, and it's just let's go upstairs. Come on.
She just goes,
Before I leave,
learning she has legs also.
Yeah, no. Raba does not let go of her. By the way, it's definitely like
Briar is remembering she has a corporeal form and is
Yeah.
no longer the camera woman.
Yep.
before I leave, so I don't know if this would be before your interaction with her or like while you guys are going upstairs. But wherever it falls in.
I was doing this right after Zorsha like left. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
still
so-
probably chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this I would say then like I saw you guys moving upstairs before because I wanted to say this before I left or before we weren't in the same place. Reelan would make a point to walk up to Briar and just like I don't know I at this point he may be not reading her face very well, but he just goes up to her and he says, "I want to say thank you for supporting me in my ideas and thoughts in that conversation, especially when, I made an ask of them, and they looked to you for support. You had my back, and you deserve credit for that. It was very big of you, and it was a lot more respect that you've shown me in a stressful situation than I have shown you in recent and over a good period of time. I owe you an apology, and I also owe you thanks. So thank you, and I'm sorry.
Rava will remember this for Briar for you.
yeah. I feel like Briar doesn't even look to acknowledge her. She's just like staring forward. Like, if I look anywhere else, I might stop existing.
The only thing she does is that, like, she looks back upstairs, and, like, she's still crying, and then she's just like, my armor's up there. And that's it.
Look, don't let me be in your way. Please, go ahead.
Bro will just kind of look at Raylan and be like, oh, my turn. Thank you, Raylan. And then just, like, help her upstairs.
I'll play telephone for you.
Fucking basically.
Yeah.
Alright, so back to partying with the boys, yeah.
I feel like it's not even partying, it's just like somber.
Saturdays are for the boys.
Yeah, like, it's not like oppressive, it's just like, holy shit, dude.
Bert's like drinking and like mad scribbling in his book.
It's just like... It's just like after one of your friends has like a bad like medical scare or something like that, and just like, holy shit, dude. You're all just sitting around drinking and just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's just...
very much that, or like, what the fuck did we just...
So... I think we've gone a long way in trusting one another? I hope after this.
I would say so, personally.
Yes.
But then
these
again,
things are never...
Go ahead.
Okay. These things are never always purely an upward climb, but I feel like some definite progress was made.
Yeah. Granted, you've helped me in a way that I can't pay you back for.
I don't...
And my child hasn't stabbed you guys kidneys yet, so I think that's a win in trust.
We saved him from a horrific sarcophagus trap. I would hope he would repay us by stabbing us in the kidneys. Well, Rava.
I mean, he's got a bit of a twisted sense of...
I mean, I can think even a twisted sense of humor would appreciate. You saved me from death, I will not stab you. But I guess I don't know how you've raised your child.
I mean, really got a quack. Can't really account for that.
I suppose that's fair.
The highlight.
This wasn't an Alma thing.
Darkelion downs his entire mug and goes back for another.
Yeah.
At this point, the barkeep just gives you a fucking bucket for you to keep.
You approach the barkeep,
just a whole
and
tray.
he sees you coming, and then just takes out one and sets it on the table and looks at you, and then takes another one out and sets it on the counter and looks at you. Sorry, not the table, the counter. And then looks at you quizzically and takes out a third one and sets it on the counter.
That'll take all three.
Yeah, all for Darkelion. I feel like Darkelion is walking with purpose. Like, it's like, oh, hey, free drinks. It's like, I need a fucking drink.
He drinks one on the way back to the table.
These are not on my tabs.
Yeah, I am looking to get lit in this fucking hour.
If only.
Look, do not get sloppy, alright? We're going for a walk, alright? I cannot babysit all of you.
I'm the parent here.
I lean into Reelan and I was like, "You do realize I can't get drunk anymore, right?"
What?
Oh.
Wait, what?
Well, then by all means, proceed.
Wait, what?
And I keep drinking the second one.
Well, I guess leaning into Reelan. Neither of us have good perception, so it probably would just go by for us.
Love it.
I can drink as much as I fucking want.
It's pleasant. Yeah.
And now I can't get drunk, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah. Long-term goal be coming up. Long-term goal be
like he's drunk.
Long-term goal become an alcoholic. Failed.
You have mastery of the key flowing through your body, though. Could you not just also master the key in a way to get yourself drunk?
I mean,
I could probably choose to let it affect me.
You could.
Yeah, I feel like you probably have that
clear
ability.
in an instant.
Yeah,
Correct.
I feel like if you have
Instant
mastery
hangover
to
cure.
stop it from happening, you probably have mastery enough to let it
To let it
happen.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just cut it off when the hangover engages.
So, like, if you ever see me drinking now, you'll know that if we need to be focused at some point, it's fine. Just let him focus. Because he can literally...
It'll be really good. You could send him in there to be like, all right, go drink that guy under the table and whatever, and then he'll never get drunk, and the other guy will get wasted, and then we have the advantage.
I also like the idea of just like Darkalion, like, fucked up, and then like a fight happens and he's just instantly sober and ready, and it's just like, oh, fuck?
My god, Darkalion would be the best if for drinking games you would always win.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you'd retain your faculties, right? Like the whole time. So, like, as people get worse, you would just stay the same.
Yeah, but I could act like I'm getting worse.
That's true.
And I apologize
but then
now if my
just
voice
enough
is a
to
little
win.
slurred, because
It's okay.
that's just waiting for the pain pill to kick in. So
correct.
No, you're good.
Regardless, we engage in lecherous debauchery for an hour.
And I am drinking like mad.
Responsible debauchery.
Just because.
Joshua.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you know we all go for a walk out in the sun and just like, huh.
Well, I feel
Debauchery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys do that. Rava, you bring Briar upstairs.
Yes.
I'm assuming to her room.
Haha! Joke's on you! She looks at that door and does not go towards it, because she knows Zorsha's in there.
Nope, she'll bring
Okay.
her to her room then.
Okay. The two of you go to Rava's room.
Just literally like door down, but
They're very close together.
Still.
listen, I have to be close in case you need the Bank of Rava. It's fine.
Exactly, it's very important.
Yeah, like Ro will just bring her in the room and like have her like sit on the bed and just Briar, what happened?
She's gonna look at Rava, and she's not like super crying anymore. Now they're like those really depressing slow tears.
Right.
The worst kind.
Right, the worst kid tears.
Yeah. And she'll just be like, "Can you go get me a drink?"
Yeah, just be right back. And she'll stand up and jog down to go get her a drink.
And then as soon as Rava leaves the room, Briar once again starts crying. Not the sad tears anymore, and crawls under the bed.
Okay.
Briar, complete collapse of self.
This is bringing up a lot of really traumatic stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a whole. This is a lot. This is a lot for Briar.
Yeah. Kidding.
And then she basically just like has to like cover her mouth to like retain the really loud, like aggressive.
Suppress the sobs.
It's like the sobbing, which almost like slightly sometimes leads to like
retching.
Like not retching, but like screaming. But she's just like covering and like pushing it down as hard as she can. It's a lot. She's going through a lot.
It is. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The worst kind.
Okay. So yeah, you go down and grab a drink for Briar. And you return to the room. She is not on the bed where you left her.
When I hear her coming back upstairs, she reins it in as much as she can, so it's just back to like crying.
Make a wisdom save. No, sorry. Actually, make a charisma save against crying. Can you pull your shit together enough to...
Crying is a free action, but stopping crying, it's not.
Listen, I am proficient in charisma saves.
She just said she stopped scream crying.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I
would probably
slightly.
still fail.
Oh, yeah.
Can't roll it.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Disadvantage. Disadvantage because extreme trauma.
It's fucking for real.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll walk in and like carefully see if like she wants like the drink right now and just kind of like carefully hold it out to her. So if she says no, she can like just put it on like the table or whatever the fuck, you know.
Did you find me under the bed?
Oh, did you?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, she's still under the the bed. No, she just stopped the screaming, but she's still under the bed.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was me.
No, you're good.
I still haven't gotten to that point yet.
I mean, there were a few options.
Is she in the
Bravo just kind of like
wardrobe?
stop in the doorway for a second, just like put the drink down, and then just like a quick look under the bed just to see if she's hair. Oh my good god.
See if she's hair?
There. And then we'll just like full on like lay down like on her stomach, like looking at Briar and just what happened?
She's like laying in a way where she's staring at like the wall. She's like, this is safe here. I like this spot under the bed.
I totally know what you mean, honestly. Yeah, she'll just kind of like leave it and just like hold her hand out so like she's just barely touching like. Is her back to like the rest of the room then?
Yeah, she's like on her side as much as she can be under this bed.
Fetal position.
Right now, I gotcha. She'll just like hold her hand out and just like gently touch her back so like she knows she's there, but like won't
There's like
move to like
a little baby twitch, but like not like oh my god, get away from me, but like there's a little one there.
I got you. Like it's enough to be like, hey, I'm here, but she's just that's it. She's not gonna try and crawl into the bed, force her out. Just I'm here. Just keep laying there for however fucking long it goddamn needs to be. Basically, we're looking at this like PTSD, bitch.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A major PTSD attack. God, poor girls. For both of for both the women involved in this. Oh. Smash cut to Zorsha doing the exact same thing.
You don't know.
I don't know. I can assume, and maybe I don't know, man. Because I don't know. Anyways.
Anyway. So you guys go for a walk outside eventually.
And we're not going anywhere in particular. Like, walk out to the arena. Like, maybe go around the perimeter.
Yeah.
Walk out. Getting outside.
Walk around the square a few times.
Yeah. Easy enough. You'd probably come back before Briar leaves from under the bed, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, Briar's staying there until she's needed.
So, I only know a little bit of what necessarily happened to Zorsha, but I don't know. I guess I'm assuming Briar saw something just based on her reaction.
She must have.
She seemed... God, I read about it. I don't know. Shocked. In shock. Traumatized.
I'm sure that whatever it was, when she is ready, she will tell us.
No.
Until then,
push and reintroduce the event.
Yes. I think maybe with this effectively having been settled, even if we don't know all the hows and whys, maybe it's best we just let them process this in their own time and share when they're feeling comfortable.
Offer support if we can. And if we can't, then it's probably best to do nothing and let them figure it out on their own time, yeah.
Yes. So now, I think maybe we give them the rest of the day, and then in the morning, we will come back together and decide on our path forward.
I don't know if we all trust each other a little more now, considering.
At about like an hour mark, or 10-minute mark, or whatever the hell, Rob will just quietly be like, I'll be back, and like gently like get the gentle pats, like you give like little gentle pats to like Briar's back, and then carefully get up to go actually check on Zorsha. She'll just like softly knock and see if there's an answer.
There is no answer.
Then she will just like open the door just enough to like peek in to see if everything's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, you peek in and see Zorsha is asleep in Briar's bed.
Wound me some more, would ya?
Hey man, trauma reactions are a bitch.
I, Tori, take 10 points of feels damage.
That's it?
Yes, Tori does.
I have
but
11
the feels
HP.
damage is long term though. Like it's 10
Oh,
now,
gotcha,
10
got-
later, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's 10 damage to Tori's max HP.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She gets one back a day.
If the emotional damage just doesn't keep going, you know?
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, after just like waiting a second, just make sure like everything is actually good. And just make sure like she doesn't need like to be covered up or anything else. So just like quietly close the door and like come and lay back down. But this time like she'll just lay on her back and like with her fingers crossed over her stomach, like still right outside the bed, and just whenever you're ready, I'm here. We're just gonna have a friend party on the floor, man.
Solidarity party. It's a trauma party, the worst kind of party.
All right.
Yeah, there's not a lot right now. It's a lot of processing in this moment.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Briar is here in the physical space, but
Not mentally.
yeah. She's trauma party. Yeah, Briar is here in physical space. Mentally, she is not. She's gone. She's somewhere else.
Here is a very loose definition
Yeah.
She is within her own body somewhere. It sure ain't the head, though. Can I just say, hey, Josh?
Hi.
Fuck you. I'm not even the one in the trauma, but fuck you.
Let's stay on task here.
Group trauma
Okay,
party! Yay!
Yeah. Oh no. I don't know. Is there anything else we want to do after that?
Honestly.
Well, I thought, yeah, just like maybe take the day to fucking gather ourselves and then just fucking go to sleep.
Now we get to tackle the next dilemma. How do we stop the moon?
Oh, we just talk to it. We get the moon to touch the sun, and then we have no light.
It worked once, it should work again, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Wait, they're two sisters that don't like each other. We just had two sisters that don't like each other.
It is a tried and true system now. Alright, we are one for one.
Look, yeah, we tried it once, we succeeded once, by the K2
failed us yet.
By the K2 principle of it worked once, it worked once. So it will always work forever and ever.
Alright, is there anything else that anybody's doing this day?
Fucking no.
I mean,
No.
share trauma!
Who does Rava share her room with? I just thought about this.
She's by herself.
Is she by herself? Okay.
You teamed up. I was teaming up with you, but you teamed up with Zorsha, so I just.
Right.
It's either that or I think maybe like Edward.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I thought she shared with somebody.
Or me, honestly.
Or Darkele.
Yeah, I think it was one of the guys if we didn't have like individual.
Yeah, I think it was me.
That sounds
was
right.
half the night. So.
Oh yeah, you trance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, at some point Darkele comes to the room.
Ravi kind of just sits there and thinks for a second. She's like, fuck, how do I tell him to fucking leave? That sounded like a jackass. Like, how late does Darkele come in? Is it, like, right before it gets dark, middle of the night, like?
Probably, like, 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that.
Okay, cool. So then, like, before he comes in, after I'm probably guessing of us having a friend party on the floor, quite a while.
Yeah, probably when I came in, I'd see you down there, and it'd be like, I'd just give you the symbol, like, or the motion of, like, my thumb towards the door, like, point to myself and thumb towards the door, like, should I get out of here?
And she'll just, like, quietly just, like, mouth, like, yeah, sorry.
Then he will slowly back out and close the door quietly and go back downstairs.
At any point, does it seem like Briar's, like, passes out, or is she just still...
Probably at a certain point, eventually, just from emotional exhaustion, she probably just falls asleep without even, like, unknowingly.
Yeah. There's no conscience.
I'm trying to think of a timeline of, like, perfectly when my thing comes out, so just, like, bear with me as I ask stupid questions.
There's no conscious line between Briar being conscious and Briar being unconscious.
I mean,
it's just
she's conscious, she's crying, so there's probably the hitching of, like, breath and whatnot.
Nah. I was meaning more for Briar herself.
Oh, yeah, no. Briar does not recognize a single thing.
Yeah. She's conscious and then she's unconscious.
Asleep by the time, like, her breathing is just evens out to sleep, and then that's how you'll be able to figure it out.
Like, before she passes out, and obviously before, like, Darkele, like, comes in, Ralph would just, like, finally reach back out and, like, put her hand, like, between, like, her shoulder blades as best as she could, and just... After Dad's war... Yeah, had a friend with a different division than him. Called him Uncle Toad, because he liked toads a lot on the mainland.
Toad.
Yep, that's what we're going with.
Oh my god.
Used to wake up screaming all the time. I didn't understand it, you know, I was just little. Yeah. I decided to wake him up one night, and he just woke up, and he held on to me tight. And I just kept asking him, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Toad, what's wrong?" And all he keeps saying that he'd make it right, be okay. He didn't talk a lot. He just stared. He didn't like the sound sometimes of the whales passing over. Freaked him out real bad. He just left one day. I didn't really understand why. And then everything happened at the island with me. My fiance. Not me forgetting what I fucking named him, of course, at the Boris Tones.
Fiance number 1.
Wow.
Way to break the mood!
Sorry.
Listen, it was kind of needed.
Oh yeah, such a breaker's good.
And then just, I finally really got it. Yeah. Dreams used to happen all the time. Just wake up, just fighting. Just every night, I would just... I felt like I was just there with his blood in my hands again. And she'll just kind of like look under the bed and just... I don't know what word you guys have for it, but... not alone. I may not understand the circumstances, but... here for you. I just ask that you don't disappear. Make it okay. And like at this point, like she's just like softly like rubbing between Briar's like shoulder blades.
You like hear, and I guess also since your hand's there, you'd like feel Briar just take like a really like deep, super deep breath. Probably the first one she's taken since she like came out from unconsciousness.
I'm right here. And you're right here, and I feel you. You're alive, and you're here, and you're so strong. It's okay. In the morning, probably leave.
I had a best friend once. Back in Brand. In the church, we were born so close together. We grew up together. Went through the silence together, all of it. And the only place where we could ever really be ourselves was we would hide under the bed, either at her place or mine. And it was the only place we could talk without getting in trouble. We talked about everything. Made plans for things that most of us thought would, or that either of us really never thought would ever happen. And then one day, Evelyn just decided enough was enough. She had seen enough. She had gone through enough. But she couldn't find a way out. Not like I did. So she found her own.
Like at this point, Robert will just like shove herself under the bed, like not make Briar move, just like shove herself under the bed and just like lay right behind Briar, so like her shoulders are touching hers and they're just like real close, so she feels like she's just
like roll around her back, so they're both just like staring up at the bed.
under the bed party.
Look at this woodwork. Look at this frame.
No one really, I never really told anyone, but when after Norland died, family actually didn't have a boat. They just gave me a blanket to wrap them in. But still had to get them home. I don't think they really understood that home was a few miles out. So then the entire time I just I just wrapped him in the blanket. That's all I had, really. And I had to swim him home. The sharks don't really care if you're alive next to it. I was just wrapped in the water enough that the smell of blood just kept bringing him near. Can't really say I remember what happened during that time. Mom says, I just kind of showed up screaming. She's the healer, you know, she's the head healer. So I guess the only thing I think is if I somehow got him to her, she'd make it okay. Sometimes I still wake up thinking that I'm just gonna be drenched still. Trauma's not fair. Life isn't fair. The only thing I really do remember is it's kind of that I wish one of the sharks had gotten me. We'll figure this out together, man. Yeah. Mom says you keep going for another person, that they're spirit just kind of sees through you if you were close enough. Sees through your eye. I don't. But
I'm glad they didn't get you. The sharks.
glad you were able to get out. Brawler just kind of like look over at him and just... Are we staying under here all night? Or do we want the on top of the actual bed? Either way, I just need a pillow.
Yeah, this was a lot easier when I was a kid. This hurts now.
Oh god. I feel every year my age right now.
Not even that old.
Oh god, yeah.
And now it's like the old lady.
Yeah, we'll like just groan as like we crawl out from underneath the bed. Muscles very much stiff from laying on the floor for so long.
Could you imagine it would actually be at this point Darkalion would walk in, us crawling out from under the bed.
Probably.
Him just being like, what?
Both of us very much old lady groaning as we like get up.
I'd walk in and see that. Sorry. And walk back out.
It's Darkalion, it's fine, you can have your room.
No, it's fine if you guys need to do whatever that is.
It's okay, it's done.
He'll still leave and head downstairs.
You want to stay with me, or back, or do you want me to stay with you and her, or?
It's fine. Wise person once told me you don't always need to take the easy way out of things.
This is just because like Chris is fucking dumb. Did she care either way of like what?
What'd you say? Sorry?
This is just because like Chris, I think Chris to herself missed like words. Did she say like either way of like come stay with us or whatever?
No, that was more, she was like, alright, gonna have to get through this eventually, so no, she's gonna go back to her room. This was her bracing herself. You can stay here.
Probably just kind of always open anytime you need me. Get some rest. Probably be traveling somewhere tomorrow.
I don't think I ever want to come back to this city after we leave.
Yeah.
Night.
Like after she leaves, Raoul will just like fall onto the bed with like a groan of, oh my god, my back.
This in mattress has never felt better. And I'll go back to my room.
Zorsha's asleep in your bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You open the door and find Zorsha is asleep in your bed. And her armor is on her bed.
God damn it, Zorsha.
Do it, bitch. You know you want to.
I'm not moving the armor. I'm too lazy for that.
That's what we're talking about anyways.
Don't fucking crawl into my bed. I don't even know how big these beds are.
They're big enough for 2 people.
Oh, okay. Well, we're good then.
I mean, you guys have been sharing like this entire fucking time, so God, I hope so.
Alright. So you crawl into your bed. You're not subtle enough to not wake Zorsha up, so...
What do you mean? I tried my best. These mattresses don't have... They got a lot of spring to them, you know?
I tried my best, and by that I mean not at all!
She like suplexed the fucking Batista bombed her way into bed, like...
A lot of spring to them. It's a hay bed.
I almost feel like it's less that she like climbs, and we're just like, she kind of just falls into it after everything of today.
Yeah. She gets into bed however she pleases. Zorsha will make room for you. And then when you get comfortable, she'll just put her arm over the top of you. And just like, softly, just like, so what are we? And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Yes!
If you need me, I'm gonna be down here again on my floor.
And on that note, I'm going to end the recording here. So thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next week.
Love wins.
Bye!
Bye-bye now.